I think we good. I think we good. Shout out to the chat, man. Shout out to the chat, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning and tapping in. What's goody, what's goody, what's goody, what's goody, what's goody, my people. What's popping? As people tapping in. Appreciate y'all as always. This is the very first episode of Red Zone Rhythm. Again, I'm Ashley Lovechild. This is your first time tapping into my channel. Uh, we've done several episodes of my other podcast, which is Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast. We do Overstand podcast as well. And today is the special NFL draft special. I love football, love the NFL, love college football. So I know all about the game and everything like that. So not to brag, but shout out to y'all for tuning and tapping in. Draft day for me is literally one of my favorite days of the year. Seriously. The main reason because we get to see a whole bunch of young men change their life forever and their family life forever. So I love to see that, and I get a chance to see my team. Y'all see it in the back. Y'all see the jersey. So y'all know who my team is. You see the jersey I got on right now. Stop playing with me, all right? So y'all already know what it is. I'm a big Chiefs fan, and I can't wait till this thing gets started. It's basically starting right now, but I can't wait to see who we draft. We got 2 picks tonight, and we need to start this thing right. So again, shout out to the chat. Appreciate y'all for tuning and tapping in for the special episode again of Red Zone Rhythm. Your host Ashley Lovechild. Again, I want to thank y'all for tuning and tapping in. Shout out to Washida. Shout out to the chat, man. Shout out to Washida in the building. Shout out to Alana in the building. Shout out to Tremont in the building. Shout out to Winter in the building. Shout out to Bones in the building. Yo, draft day. You already know what I'm saying? Draft day is always lit. Shout out to Kappa in the building. You already know. He said, let's go Chiefs. You already see the big two. You know what I'm saying? You already know what's going on. You already know what's going on. Shout out to Big Paul. We got Big Paul in the building. One of my day ones, man. Appreciate you for tapping in. Y'all know we talking football tonight. It's going down. Shout out to Bones in the building. He repping hard. I see you. Shout out to Tom in the building. Ashley, this is definitely my favorite time pause. My first time pause. Yeah, the NFL draft is so lit to me. Like, and you know what makes the NFL so popping with the draft is that when it comes to like the salary cap, that's a strategy in itself. So you have to learn how to get great players for really cheap when you could get them and pay your high-end players already. You know what I'm saying? So I love that part about the draft as well too. Shout out to Cece, my dog Cece in the building. What's popping? My dog Cece in the building. Who else we got? Washida. I said Washida. Shout out to Washida in the building. Wholeness, Ashley. You already know. Bones colorblind. I can't see red. Painted black. Kansas City Chiefs. I can see that clearly. Let's go, Raider Nation. Yo, I ain't gonna hold you like, yo. You know what? I'm gonna save Raiders for later. I'm gonna save that a little later for the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? My Patriots coach got a little healing to do. He won't be there for the first 3 days, but he'll be back for the regular season. Stay away from women, Mike. Now you got to bring back Diggs. Yeah, I thought Diggs would be better off if he would go to the Cleveland Browns. If Shador had a solid number 1 and they draft Cornell Tate, they will start cooking immediately. Cooking. So, that's what I would do if I was the Browns. But the Patriots, that coach, whatever you do, just don't get caught. That kill me when these dudes get caught. They worth millions of dollars and you get caught. Like, it's crazy. And they get caught at simple shit. Like, they go to the bar. Like, nigga, we know who you are, bro. Like, what you doing here with her? Like, go to the hotel and keep it P. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sneaky. Be sneaky with yours. Shout out to Paul. Don't play with him. Don't play with him. His football, his side, you can't fake on him. Fumbles, lie. I got that from the song "Don't Play with Me." You sing it the same way. Shout out to Paul. Ashley said Raider Nation and started making the Michael Jackson. I ain't gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? Cause I mess with y'all because y'all mess with me, right? And I know some of y'all are fans of different teams, but when he said Raider Nation, bro, and like that hit a real good laughter in my heart. You know what I'm saying? Because we see them twice a year. It's like, yo, them dudes is like a long way from like really doing something. You know? But shout out to y'all. Honestly, as a Chief fan, I hope that y'all continue to make the same moves that y'all been making for the last 10 years. As an organization, I implore you to find the same coaches, to sign the same training staff, to get the same type of players. I mean, you guys have done a job. And as long as you do what you do, we can do what we do. So we hope the Raiders continue on their journey. Shout out to the Raiders. This is just an opinion. Hey man, I'm just saying though, like y'all are on the clock. Y'all got the first pick. We already know who y'all gonna pick. We already know that. Shout out to Mike and Dave, well-known reporters. Arizona, I forgot the area. I do too. We overdue. I hear you. Yeah, y'all not overdue. Y'all not overdue. Y'all not. Y'all just don't make good football decisions. Like last year, for example. Dog, like come on, like the, I'm the first one to talk about Ashton Genty 3 years ago when he was at Boise State. Nobody was talking about Ashton Genty. Nobody. I was talking about Ashton Genty and Junkins, and this was when Junkins was at Ole Miss. Nobody was talking about them. I talked about them first. So I think the world of Ashton Genty. But I wouldn't have took him where y'all took him last year. Y'all was better suited off getting another back later in the draft and getting somebody more suited at that spot that y'all could really build. Y'all not gonna really build with Ashton Genty. I don't see them drafting Mendoza and then Ashton Genty gonna be even better than he was last year. So that's my opinion. You know, it is an opinion, but as we seen last year, there was other backs who was just as effective. He's a good back though, but he's a small guy too. He's compact. Well, y'all took him last year. Y'all took him at 4, if I'm not mistaken. That's kind of high. But, you know, he's still a good player. I like Ashton Genty. He's a good player. You know, he's a good player. Remember Russell? Yeah, I do remember that. That was tragic. That was tragic. He breaks the tackles though. He's, like I said, he's a good player, but he's not the type of back. When I see teams win championships, he's not the type of back that they would normally have. Prototype. Again, that's just how I see it, me personally. But I'm not a hater. I'm really not a hater. I wish y'all the best. Again, y'all make the moves y'all make. We're going to make the moves we make. You know what I'm saying? It's all competitive over here, baby. You know what I mean? So that's all that is. That's all that is. I'm not going to lie. For the prediction, I did a whole first round prediction. So for the first round, or for the very first pick, I have the Raiders taking Fernando Mendoza. They've been talking about him for months. I don't think he's the player that y'all should take. This is another example of what I'm talking about. Fernando's a good player, but I don't have a first round grade on him. And y'all taking him with the first overall pick. And this is what I mean by the moves that y'all make. It's like, right? Like, and then you sign Kirk Cousins. He's supposed to be the bridge quarterback, and he sucks. I've seen that guy throw in real life, and I'm not going to say it respectfully. He has one of the worst arms I've ever seen in my life. Like I know high school kids that throw better than him. I threw further than him when I was in high school. As a freshman in high school, I threw 65 yards on the regular in spiral. He didn't throw that watching him play in the Pro Bowl. I seen him play personally, and he's terrible. But y'all paid him a lot of money, and he's going to start over, over Mendoza. I wouldn't have went that route, but it's a quarterback league, so. But he could be a good player, but I honestly got him as a fourth round, third round grade, the highest. Like, he's not somebody I'm like, yo, we need to get him. But he's a gritty player, and if he's great one day, I wouldn't be surprised. But to take first overall, nah, that's just me. He said, me too, man. Be big risk. Hey, Kirk, Gino, or Kirk. I mean, shit. Gino had a rough one last year. You hear me? He had a rough one, but Gino is still better than Kirk. He's still better. He had a rough one, but to be fair to Gino, y'all didn't have nobody to throw the ball to. Y'all number one receiver, like Gino throwing the post corner, and one of your receivers was running the post. Dog, you're supposed to run the post corner, not the post. So like stuff like that. Like he didn't have what he had with Seattle. So we see what Gino looked like with Seattle. So Gino is very capable. So the pick is in. The Raiders, they didn't go to the podium yet, but the pick is definitely in. When Brothas got hurt, it was over. And Brothas is a great. He's a great or good young piece as a tight end, right? But he's still in development mode. Good piece, but he's still in development mode. But yeah, when he got hurt, it was it was a wrap. And then again, a guy like Genty, he can catch, but to me, he didn't fill the run and the catching needs that I felt like the Raiders needed last year. But sheesh, you know what I'm saying? That I ain't gonna hold you. Like the Raiders, y'all probably in the toughest division in all of football, or the second toughest division in all of football. You got us, you got the Broncos, the Chargers. Like those are three teams that's basically going to win at least 10 games a year. Yeah, so they took Fernando Mendoza with the number one pick with the Raiders. Again, I'm not surprised. You know what I'm saying? He could be good. Number one overall, though, is like a stretch, dog. But, hey, he's 6'4", 260, 236. If he was drafted last year, he's definitely not going number one overall. Yeah, man. So I wish him all the best. I really do. I really wish him all the best. My judgment and I don't want to say judgment, but what I'm talking about, or my critique is on the field. It's nothing personal. Shout out to the 49ers and the Rams. The 49ers, the Rams. San Francisco is the tougher division with Cardinals. Good division. Yeah, that's what I said. We're actually the number 2 hardest division. We're number 2. Y'all are they definitely the number 1 division as of last year. When you talk about outside the Cardinals, the Cardinals is ass. Like they're barely competitive. Like let's keep it real, right? Let's be honest about these things, right? Rams. 49ers, actually when I think about it, it's not the hardest division because the Rams and the 49ers are solid. They solid. They're not world beaters. They solid. But when you think of Seattle and you think of, what's the other team? You think of Seattle and you think of the Rams for sure. But 49ers, if they was in the Western, if they was in the AFC East, the AFC period, they wouldn't be going to the playoffs. The Arizona Cardinals is baby shit ass. Like they like the soft dookie that come out of the baby. They that type of ass. They terrible. Yeah. So I'm still gonna go with I'm still going to go with the AFC West, which is, yeah, which is us, the Raiders, Broncos, and Chargers. Yeah, I'm still going to say that. Yeah. I know one of my friends watching right now. He's like, "Nah, bro, it's the NFC West, not the AFC West." He's going to need that. Yeah, I believe the division KC is going to be really tough division this year. It's crazy because all three of those teams made the play. That's what I'm saying. Like you gotta remember, all three, or again, but the 49ers, right? They made it to the playoffs, but that's a weak, like the NFC is not as strong as the AFC, right? That's like in basketball, right? The East is not as strong as the West. If you take certain teams in the East and you throw them in the West, they not smelling the playoffs, right? So, you know, like think of Charlotte, right? Charlotte was entertaining. They had a chance to get into the playoffs. They not getting to the playoffs if they was in the West. Orlando, as good as they played the year prior to, but this year they struggled. If they was in the West, they not smelling no parts of the playoffs. So that's what it's like in the NFL. The AFC is way harder than the NFC. But you got some good teams. The Rams is a solid team. Seattle. The Rams is a solid team. Seattle's a solid team. Those are really two really good teams for sure. But I don't see Seattle doing what they did last year. They lost a lot of key pieces, hence their best player. I wonder what team their running back on Seattle. I wonder what team he's on this year. I wonder what team he's on. They said the Jets pick is in. The Jets is next up. So if you just tuning in, the Raiders took Fernando Mendoza. The Jets had the number 2 pick. But I wonder what team that the best player on Seattle, I wonder what team he went to. Y'all know I'm petty Teddy, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy because Seattle, they won the Super Bowl. The Rams almost beat Seattle. 49ers got blown out. That's a fact, Ashley. You all boy. Appreciate that, my brother. In Seattle, lost their offensive coordinator to the Raiders, who is now the head coach. That's what I don't see them having the same type of success. But they still be solid. They still got a good team, though. They still got a good team. The New York Jets pick is in. They got the commissioner at the podium, and they took David Bailey. I predicted that they was going to take Avil Reese from Ohio State, so they took David Bailey instead. So that was my first miss for tonight. So they took David Bailey instead. I originally had David Bailey falling down to all the way to number 8 to the New Orleans Saints. I had him falling all the way to number 8. I just thought that was the best optimal place for him when it comes to scheme and fit and the personality of the city. I thought Averill Reese was a better fit for the Jets, me personally. But they took David Bailey. David Bailey's a good player. He had an outstanding season with Texas Tech last year. But it's Ohio State. They played harder competition. In my mind, he's the better player. But, we'll see. This is what the NFL is made for. So, yeah. So, I had... so, to let y'all know who I had for my predictions, right? So, Arizona got the next pick. I predicted that they're going to take Jeremiah Love with that next pick. With the number 4th pick, I have, obviously the Tennessee Titans. I have them picking Sonny Styles, the linebacker from Ohio State. With the New York Giants, I predicted that they would take the wide receiver from Arizona State, Jordan Tyson. Number 6, Browns. They better take Cardell Tate with the number 6 pick from Ohio State. With the Washington Commanders, that name is still ass. They should change it back to the Redskins. But I predict that they take Mansour Delaney, the cornerback from LSU. At number 8, I did have David Bailey, who just went to the New York Jets. And at number 9, I have a wild card for my Chiefs. I hope we draft the tight end from Oregon, Kenyon Sadiq. Runs a 4.4. He can be the next guy in line. This would be a perfect time to put a guy in place for a guy like Travis Kelce. My Chiefs, we have a history of having great tight ends. So you think of Tony Gonzalez, you think of obviously, my goodness, Kelce. Sadiq could definitely be in line to be the next one to get a young, fast tight end. He's physical. He's decent in the run blocking system, and you get to learn the tricks of the trade from Kelce just by watching him a little bit, steal some juice from him a little bit, some jewels, and to be that for Patrick Mahomes moving forward. So I have Kenyon Sadiq going to the Chiefs, and at number 10, New York Giants, I have them taking Caleb Downs, safety from Ohio State. So that is my predictions for the first 10 picks. But I got the full first round. So I'll break those down as we move this along. So I think this is absolutely outstanding. Normally I do popular opinions on my regular show, which is Can the Brothers Get a Rap, which comes on every Sunday, Wednesday at 10:30. Popular opinion. So since the pick is up at the number 3 pick, who do y'all think that the Cardinals should take with the number 3 pick? Number 1, should they take Avril Reese, the linebacker, edge from Ohio State? At number 2, Sonny Styles, linebacker from Ohio State. Number 3, Jeremiah Love, running back from Notre Dame. Number 4, Carnell Tate, wide receiver from Ohio State. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Again, let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Did you read my comment about KC, Ashley? Nah, I did not. I don't even see it. You know they signed. KC signed. Yeah, I know it. Yeah, I know who they signed. I just wanted y'all to say it because I was being kind of petty. You know what I'm saying? I was being kind of petty. You know, I just wanted y'all to say it because I knew that we took y'all best player. You know, or we took the Seahawks best player. You know. So I did miss that. I didn't ignore it. I did miss that one. Yeah. But let me know who y'all think they should take with that number 3 pick for the Cardinals. So I'm seeing Jeremiah. Y'all saying they should go with Jeremiah in the chat. Okay. That's who I have the Cardinals taking with the number 3 pick. I got Jeremiah Love going with the number 3 pick. Shout out to Alana. Number 3. She said number 3. Okay, we got the lady football fans up in here. I think the Cardinals are going to take Sonny. I think they're going to take Sonny Styles. Okay. Now, at 46%, mind you, 8,000 people voted on this earlier today. 46% went with Avril Reese, linebacker and edge from Ohio State. So that was the popular opinion on that. So in the chat, you know, again, they went with Sonny Styles. I went with Jeremiah Love. And the rest of the world went with Avril Reese, linebacker and edge from Ohio State. So, and it was 46%. So, it's Love. I went with Love too. I'm predicting Love. When you get a guy like Love who can run the way that he does, but he's also a good slot guy, he's going to give a lot of matchup nightmares, and you get a legit threat. You know what I mean? That he's a legit threat. You know, and you could build with a guy like that. And I wouldn't be surprised if later on in the draft, if the Cardinals made their way to the top of the second round and get Simpson, the quarterback from Alabama. So I wouldn't be surprised on that. Love been picked. Yep, Jeremiah Love. Yep, you're right. Yes. Jeremiah Love. Yep. So you got Jeremiah Love as the new running back for the Arizona Cardinals. 6 foot, 212 pounds, run a 4.3. He don't look 212. He look like he's about 220. but he runs a 4-3. Got him a little cute little, cute girlfriend with him and everything. Got him a little booshki in the red room, But yeah, good, really great player. I wish. Originally, I thought my Kansas City Chiefs was going to draft him, but all reports were saying, yeah, hey, yo, he not even going to last to the 9th pick, bro. So y'all might as well make other moves, and that's how we ended up getting the best player on the Seattle Seahawks, which is their running back. Yes, I just have to say it like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little petty, so I gotta say it like that. So again, I did have Jeremiah Love predicted to the Arizona Cardinals. Okay, so I'm two for three so far. That's not bad. Of course, there's going to be teams on here that don't pick talent. I say that all the time. The NFL, this guy, he's 300 pounds, he's 6'4", and he runs a 4.6, and he's a monster. He's like, yeah. What about that guy? Oh, he's slower. He don't have no off the field issues, but he's all right. Yeah, take him. But he's outstanding. Yeah, fuck on. Take him. That's the NFL. They do bizarre things when it comes to these picks. I believe Kansas City is going defense, but that wide receiver for Ohio State, 42, 9. I believe KC is going to get him. I hope not. I've seen the rumors that we've been talking about Ruben Bain, great player, great motor, but he does have short arms. And the reason why it matters that he has short arms is because how he plays. He plays through contact and plays through, he don't play with a whole lot of technique, which he's going to have to develop anywhere that he goes. So I don't think he's the best fit for us personally. Again, I already said I want Kenyon Sadiq from Oregon, the tight end that runs a 4.4-4.3, who could be the next in line to Travis Kelce. And Travis Kelce is probably one of the best tight ends we've ever seen in the NFL. But you could tell, it's not the same. And we need to have a player in line that could do what Kelce has done. So I hope we get him instead. We get Kenyon Sadiq, our offense is popping. Telling you that right now. Defense, yeah, we got through with Patrick Mahomes on way less. So let's get a guy that we can really build with. Shout out to Bones. Don't KC need Jones replacement or Jones replaced? No. I mean, Jones is still on the team. And again, just because we need a guy, and this has always been my thing about the NFL. Just because you need a guy, you don't get a guy. Do that make sense? You get the best player available. Period. You don't get a guy just because you need him. You can always find a guy. What's the difference between drafting a guy who's a possibility that he could be good or get a guy that really coincides with what you need? When you get a guy like, can you imagine Kenyon with our guy? Can you imagine Patrick Mahomes having Kelce on one side and a young Kenyon Sadiq on the other? At tight end? Good luck, Chuck. And then when Kelce retires, we already got a guy in place. Defense. See, what people don't realize about defense, you don't need outstanding talent on defense. You need guys to be productive. Ruben Bain, good player. I wish him all the best, but if I'm the general manager, I'm not taking Ruben Bain with the number 9 pick. Now, if he's there in the second round, which he won't be, then that's where you take a chance on a guy that doesn't have the requirements that you would need on your team to play in his style of the way that he plays. Shout out to Bones for the future. Ain't the same with Kelce replaced. That's what I'm saying. Like, Kelce, still a good player. He's like, Kelce's a great, you know what I mean? But again, we gotta go with what works. And the formula has always been for us, tight end, then receiver. That's why we didn't mind let it go Tyreek. We wanted to keep Tyreek, but hey, we got Kelsey. And what did we do? We won 2 more Super Bowls after he left. So, but the Tennessee Titans, they got the number 4 pick right now. I predicted that they would take Sonny Styles with this pick. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be surprised if they go Carnell Tate because they was very high on him. I really hope that he falls to the Browns. I really want Shador to have a real weapon on the Browns. I like Junkins, but he needs a receiver weapon that could really go make a play for him. Oh my God. The Tennessee Titans took Carnell Tate. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I really wanted him to fall to the Browns. I really did. And because he's a cold weather guy, he's played in Ohio, so he's not one of these receivers that's coming from Texas, coming from California, and have to get used to playing in the cold. He's 6'3", 6'4", and could play in the cold weather. Like, oh man, that's terrible. That's terrible. I just don't like the fit with him on the Tennessee Titans. I really don't. I really don't. I don't think that's a good fit, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. And even if they didn't go, I honestly thought Sonny Styles was a better fit because of their coach. Their coach prides himself on defense. And that kills me when like offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators, when they get like head coaching jobs, like the thing that they get hired for is ass. Like, so you're a great defensive coach, and now when you become a head coach, your defense ain't hitting. Like bro, what's up with the defense? It's terrible. It's ass. You don't get a guy that could really run the field. So I don't love that pick. And they already, in my opinion, they didn't have a number 1 receiver, but they got guys who are developing. The kid DK, the other kid Emerson from Stanford. These are solid receivers. And I think a different player would have been better. I think Casey Conception would have been a better fit for them if they would have traded that back. So if they was going to take Tate, they could have traded back and got a guy like Casey Conception and still would have been lit and would have gave themselves an extra pick if they was going to go offense. But hey, it is what it is. A shout out to Bones. He said KC popping. You feel me? You feel me? KC Conception could ball. So can you imagine you get a big play guy like that with a guy like Ward? I mean, that's what I'm saying. NFL is all about the fit. It's about the fit. And I don't like the fit with Carnell Tate and Ward. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't think they will gel the way how they think it or whatever. So, but yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. Because to me, Ward is not accurate. He's not an accurate guy. He's a powerful thrower, but he's not an accurate guy play in, play out. He could scramble well, but he's not accurate. Even when he's in the pocket, he's not always accurate. And Carnell Tate, one thing he needs you to be is accurate. You got to put that thing in the vicinity. So I just don't like the fit, personally. Them outfits, though, the outfits they wearing, yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a new time, right? So each era, when it comes to the draft, they risque with it. You know what I mean? They risque. They only going to get drafted one time, so they like, hey, what the hell, right? But Carnell Tate got the Chinese cut, mid-drift jacket. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be a day to remember out here. You know what I'm saying? So we got the 6th. How did we get the 6th pick? Whoa. We got this. I know for a fact my team better not take Ruben Bain with that 6th pick. I'm so serious. I will be pissed off if we take Ruben Bain with that 6th pick. I kid y'all not. I'm obviously not going to end the live, but I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be salty. I'm going to be salty, dog. I ain't going to hold you. The Giants got the next pick. They got the next. They got their pick is up. The 5th pick. But I'm gonna be tight if they take Ruben Bain with the 6th pick because we didn't have to jump. Nobody else wanted Ruben Bain like that. Maybe New Orleans, but like Kenyon Sadiq is a better prospect. Like, yo, what are we doing? I ain't gonna hold y'all. I'm telling you this right now. If we take Ruben Bain with the number 6 pick, bro, I'm gonna be hot, bro. That's all I gotta say. Shout out to the chat. Y'all been going in on the chat. Mendoza suited up like the mafia. Yeah, he did look like he was. He looked like he about to. He looked like he graduated med school to go to the Godfather's wedding. Like that's how he was looking, suited and booted. That's how he looked. Shout out to my boy Biggs in the building. Appreciate you for tapping in. You already know special. This is a special NFL draft episode. I want to thank y'all for tapping in, man. We calling this Red Zone Rhythm for this episode. Red Zone Rhythm, where we talking NFL. Let me know who y'all think that the New York Giants is going to take with their number 5th pick. I would love to know what y'all think who they're going to take with the 5th pick. I think they're going to take Jordan Tyson with the next pick. I really do. Because I don't see Jordan Tyson being around for pick 10. I can't believe we moved up. The Chiefs, us moving up, I kid you not, we don't make stupid draft decisions, bro. If we take Ruben Bain, bro, I'm going to be pissed the hell off. I'm going to feel like a Raider, bro. I'm going to feel like, and I don't mean to throw strays, but I'm going to feel like a Raider, bro. Like, if we take Ruben Bain, I'm going to feel like a Raider, bro. I'm not going to hold you. I'm going to feel like a Raider. So, like I said, for the next few picks, I predicted that the New York Giants take Jordan Tyson, the receiver from Arizona State. Cleveland, I had them taking Carno Tate. So, obviously, they took him with the Tennessee Titans. And Washington, I had Washington taking Mensor Delaney, cornerback from LSU. So that's who I had them taking. So we will see. We will see. But I would love to know who y'all think they're going to take with the number 5th pick. As far as the New York Giants, let me know. Let me know who y'all think they're going to take. I kid you not, man. Yo, the Chiefs better not mess this up, dog. They better not mess this up. Kenyon Sadiq, and that's it, bro. You know what I'm saying? We can have a good night after that, you know? Don't mess this up. They're about to piss me off. And then you still got a guy like Avril Reese still on the board. The Giants could take Avril Reese. Why didn't that's what I'm saying. The Tennessee Titans is bugging. You got a guy like Avril Reese from Ohio State still on the board, bro. And that's why I had David Bailey dropping, because how the teams will pick. Like, one of those pass rushers was going to drop. So you mean to tell me that there's a team, my team, we would value Bain over Avril Reese if he's still around? Bro, I'm telling you, we didn't even have to move up. Like, yo, bro, I'm going to be hot, bro. I'm going to be hot. So y'all saying they're going to take Avril Reese in the chat? Okay, the Giants picks is in. Well, they doing the podium stuff right now. I appreciate y'all tapping in. Hit them likes, y'all. Hit them 100s. It does help with the growth of the show. Ken and Brothers Get a Rap podcast. We're normally on every Wednesday and every Sunday at 10:30. This is Red Zone Rhythm, dedicated to NFL and college sports. This is the actual first episode of Red Zone Rhythm. They took Avril Reese. Bone said it in the chat. They took Avril Reese. They took another pass rusher, and which was very smart, but they still missing a hole in the middle of their defense. They could get a guy in free agency like DJ Reader. He's still available, but they took Avril Reese. Like that's what I'm saying. The Titans is always going to be ass because they don't make smart decisions, bro. They don't make smart decisions. Like, how do you not take a guy like Avril Reese? And you're a defensive coach as a Tennessee Titan. They got Robert Saleh is a defensive coach. See what I'm saying? When these position coaches get head coach jobs, their positions, or I mean their side of the ball that they coach is ass. So the Cleveland Browns switch with us, the Chiefs. That's what happened. The Cleveland Browns switch with us. They switch with us. They're gonna take Jordan Tyson for sure. I know the Giants wanted Jordan Tyson, but you still got Sonny Styles available. Like so. Who y'all think the Chiefs gonna take, y'all? Who you think my team is gonna take next pick? Who y'all think we're gonna take? I'm telling you, bro. If we take Ruben Bain, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be so pissed off, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm not even gonna hold you. Teams let talent slip. They don't, bro. And this is what I say about the NFL. They don't let talent slip, bro, because it's not based on talent. They like, yo, pick him. Like, just pick him. That's what I'm saying. Like, the NFL, they don't pick off talent. They pick on what the story feels like. And then when these guys be ass, we don't look at the same tape, or this guy is not suited for your system. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my dog Tom. I'm back. Who took Reese? The New York Giants took Avril Reese. That's a really great pick. That's a really good. And I did say the other day that the Cincinnati Bengals won that trade, and they took a guy like Avril Reese. Cincinnati Bengals still won that trade because Dexter Lawrence is Dexter Lawrence. People don't realize production is not end-all be-all in the NFL. But it is end-all be-all because production is not just stat-based. Production is also having the presence. If you got a guy on your team that garners a whole lot of attention and it gives the other guys free reign and space to make plays, that's production all in itself. Because without that guy on the field, that presence, then the other guys can't do what they do. So Dexter Lawrence is a better player than Avril Reese right now. But I like the pick. I really like the pick. He's a really good young player. Now, it depends what they do with their number 10th pick and if that number 10th pick become a player. So, all right, so we got the number 6 pick. I kid y'all not, bro. I kid y'all not. If we pick Bain, bro, like what? So we gave up 3 picks to move up 4 spots. We didn't have to do that, yo. What are we doing? I honestly, I don't want to put this in. It's gonna be happy thoughts for me. I'm gonna keep happy thoughts for me. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna be happy thoughts for me. There's only one answer to this. Kenyon Sadiq. That's the only answer to this. That's the only answer. Cause honestly, I could see the Saints trying to draft Kenyon Sadiq, trying to give them a weapon for the guy from Louisville last year. So I could see that. But this better not be Ruben Bain. It better be Kenyon Sadiq. Alright, so the pick is in. We got the man at the podium. Bro, I'm gonna be hot if this ain't right. I'm not even gonna look at the chat right now. I'm just gonna see what the pick. Miss or Delane? Good player. He's good. But he had one like real standout year. Is there Kenyon Sadiq in next year's draft? No. In next year's draft, we will be able to find another guy that's 5'11", 6 foot, that runs 4.4, 4.3, and that could cover. I'm not crazy about the pick. He's a good player. Not mad at him. He's dressed real smooth, like the Joel Santana on the neck. The suit is cool. It's cool. The color's cool. You know, fresh braids. Okay, he look like he about his business. But Kenyon Sadiq, but that was you don't get tight ends that run a 4.3 just falling off trees, bro. Who's great route runners, who's solid as a runner on top of that. Bro, like, he not Dion. Like what are we doing? I ain't gonna hold y'all. I ain't crazy about this. I'm not crazy about this at all. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Because he's a Chief, I will wish him all the best. Hope he comes in, bust ass. But this is not personal, bro. Again, Kenyon Sadiq is on the board, runs a 4.3, tight end, solid in the run game, route running is crazy. You got Kelsey on one side, and you got 1.5 throwing you the ball. Dog, what are we doing? And to keep it all the way a buck with you, in our division, the receivers in our division, they not all that, bro. Like, they cool. They cool. They are very shut downable. But a 5'11" guy, I don't know, man. I ain't jacking it, bro. I ain't jacking it. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't jacking it. I ain't gonna hold you. Receivers in our division, they cool, but number 6 overall, 1 year of real production. Yeah, nah. I ain't jacking it, bro. I ain't jacking it. I ain't gonna hold you. For 6, if Genty, they say if Genty bad, then damn. That's a fact. This is a Raiders move, bro. This is a Raiders move. Again, I wish him all the best. But again, we look at am I bugging? Like when's the last? How many times in history we've seen a tight end run a 4.3? That comes from a passing system. And that can block solidly. What are we doing? And another team is going to get him, and you're going to see this man cook right away. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. He's going to cook right away. Right away. And y'all going to remember me saying that too. He's going to cook right away. With Kenyon Sadiq is going to cook right away. Y'all going to remember me saying that. Like I said, he's a Chief, and I'm going to wish him all the best, and I hope he busts ass because he's a Chief. Real talk. But I'm not crazy about the move. I'm not crazy about the move at all, to be honest with you. If I can be honest, not crazy about the move. Not crazy about the move. All right, so we got the Commanders here at number 7. And I had them taking Mansour Delane, which he fit their system a whole lot more and better for the Washington Commanders. I had them take it, so that messed up the pick in itself, and they probably take Sonny Styles. Matter of fact, I'm going to predict that they take Sonny Styles. That's crazy. Who won this trade? The Cleveland Browns won this trade because they're going to be able to get their receiver, and they got to go back. We moved up on the guy that we didn't. Like, what are we doing, bro? Like, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. So the Commanders got the number 7 pick, and I think they're going to take Sonny Styles. Originally, I had Mansour Delane, but I think they're going to take Sonny Styles. And in that division, I don't think he leaves the draft without getting drafted to that division. They took Sonny Styles. They took my dog Bones is on it. They took Sonny Styles. Yup. They took Sonny Styles. And then I had Sonny Styles originally going to Tennessee. That's where I originally had him going to. So with New Orleans, no Cleveland, no New Orleans is next. New Orleans is next. With New Orleans next on the board, I mean, you still got some solid players, man. You still have a guy like Kenyon Sadiq. You still have Caleb Downs. You got some of these offensive line, Francis. I have Francis. I know I'm gonna say his last name wrong. Montgomery. I have him going to the Miami Dolphins. You know, a guy from Miami Hurricanes going to the Miami Dolphins. That's seamless. You know, they could build their team inside out. That franchise, that's going to be a long rebuild if they really care about rebuilding their team. But I have them taking an offensive lineman from the University of Miami. So, but shout out to Sonny Styles, man. I think this is a great place for him. 6'5", 244, runs a 4.4, which is crazy. You get a guy like this at the number 7th pick. Damn, I mean, he's going to be a really good athlete, really good player, and he's going to stand out in that division for sure. Playing against the Giants, playing against the Eagles, playing against the Cowboys. Washington is serious, bro. The only thing terrible about Washington right now is their nickname. The Commanders is ass. That W is ass. Like, and then they try to do the uniforms over. Like, yo, as long as you got that W on the side of your helmet, that shit is terrible. Go back to the Redskins. Like, that shit is ass. That's the only thing bad about the Washington Commanders is their nickname. Other than that, they got a solid team. I like their quarterback. I like their supporting cast. And once you got a leader on your offense and a leader on your defense, you could build out the rest of the team. And I think Sonny Styles is going to be a big, vital part of their defense, for real. Shout out to the chat. Caleb Down, I believe, is going to be next. So y'all believe Caleb Down is going to the Saints. Y'all believe he's going to the Saints. Ashley, I know you still upset, but about that Kansas City. Yeah, I ain't jacking that KC pick, man. I ain't jacking it, bro. Like, mind you, this kid he's a good player. Like all jokes aside, he's a good player. He's feisty, he's fast, he's quick twitch, which I like my corners to be. And he's going to be a good player. So I don't want to mistake that. He's going to be a good player. But you don't get tight ends that got size, run 4.3, solid in the run game, and you get a chance to get Patrick Mahomes, and that could be the successor of Travis Kelce. You that don't fall on trees. Next year, we're not going to see a tight end that runs a 4.3. We're not going to see it. Next year, we're going to see a whole lot of corners who are 5'11", run a 4.3, and it's going to have some of the same, or if not the same measurables as this kid. Like, what are we doing? And mind you, we are blitzing defense. So we do need guys to cover. But, like, let's keep it real. We'll be cool. We'd have been all right. Especially if we would have waited towards the end of the first round. You got a guy like Colton Hood that would have been around in the later part of the first round. So, yeah. And if he wasn't going to be around, then the kid McLaurin would probably been around for that 23rd to 20. We got the 23rd or 24th. We got the 29th pick. Yeah, one of those guys was going to be around. So, I ain't jacking it. They could get Tyson. So you saying they're going with Tyson? Okay. So I'm not mad at either pick. I honestly, again, I hope that that one of these big time receivers end up in Cleveland, though. I really hope so. I really do. I really do. Because they need another weapon in Cleveland on the outside, because those receivers could not get open and save lives, bro. Could not get open. Outside of their tight end, I like their young tight end that they have. And it made it, and Njoku made it very easy for Cleveland to get rid of him, because, you know, he had a really sloppy season and then he gets hurt. And then the other kid, the rookie, balled out, right? So he made it real easy for them to get rid of him. But Cleveland needs an outside weapon. I like KC Concepcion, but the 9th pick, KC Concepcion, that's kind of high, bro. So if they targeting KC, if they take Jordan Tyson with the number 8 pick for New Orleans, you might as well trade that back, like, you know. So, and honestly, I think Cleveland traded back mainly because Carnell Tate was no longer there. I think that's why they traded back. That's how I felt about Will Campbell when the Patriots drafted this brother. I was pissed, and I was more pissed in the Super Bowl. Couldn't block. Yeah, he struggled in the Super Bowl. I mean, but everybody struggled blocking the Seattle Seahawks. But he struggled. He struggled for sure. He struggled for sure. But he still had a decent season. He still helped y'all get to the Super Bowl. But I'm big on strength, bro. I like real pieces, bro. I don't like getting guys just because we need a guy. Like, yeah, nah. Let's get the guy that's going to help turn the page. You know what I mean? You get a guy, that's what I'm saying, you get a guy like Sadiq and work in the middle, dog, with 1-5 behind you, and the running back from Seattle. And you got old Kelsey on the other, bro. Like, yo, what? Yo, bro. I'm still hot about that, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm still hot. But the Saints, they moving and grooving, man. They working right now. The pick is still, they still going over the pick, who they're going to get. I like the kid Makai Lemon. I like him, but to me, he's a slot guy. He remind me of St. Brown. He could have some of them same production value, but he has to go to the right team. But yeah. All right, so the Saints pick is in. And remember, they have the number 8 pick. Originally, I had David Bailey forward all the way to them with the number 8 pick. And now, the pick is in. Ashley, the brother is 6'6" with alligator on. Talking about Will Campbell. Yo, that's funny. All right, the Saints, they took Jordan Tyson. Y'all was right. Shout out to Bones. They took Jordan Tyson. So Cleveland, hey, what you gonna do? Yeah, what are they going to do? That is crazy. I know they somewhere sick right now. They might as well trade that pick back. They need a receiver. Or if they don't want to trade the pick back again, there's a world where they take a guy like Francis Manganoa, the right tackle, also could play guard from Miami. There's a world that they could do that. You get a guy like that. You help with your offensive line. You help with the running game. So there's a world that they could do that and get a guy like Concepcion in the back of the first round, or take that chance that he will be around in the back of the first round. And their next pick is 24. As of right now, I had them getting Monroe Freeling at that 24th pick, but I don't have a receiver still around after the 24th pick for my original prediction. The last receiver I had taken in the draft in my first round prediction was Conception, and I had Conception being taken at number 19 by Carolina. So, yeah, yeah. Yeah, Tyson got to get it together. I know this is a touching moment. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? I'm gonna give Jordan some grace because he been through a lot. I believe his grandmother passed away. Um, he's walking with some sort of limp, but his grandmother passed away, and I'm pretty sure that's really tough. Getting drafted. There's a whole lot of emotions going on, so I'm definitely gonna give him some grace. But he got a little limp to him though, and it's like, all right. Wish that he hope that he get better soon. So yeah, I think the Saints got a good pick with Jordan Tyson. I think he's very underrated, but my only issue is he durable. But once he's on the field, I think he's going to be a great pickup for their team, and could be a part of their rebuild for sure. So I think they got a good player, man. I think they got a good player, and he's gonna like New Orleans. He's gonna like the environment. He's gonna like the energy. New Orleans is popping. I go to New Orleans at least like twice a year. It's a good time. Shout out to Bones. He said trust. Yeah. I mean, I think he's gonna be very productive as a Saint. And their young quarterback, which I'm not high on, but he played better towards the end of the season, better than what I thought. Tyler Shook. You get a guy like Jordan Tyson, he's going to look better than what he looked prior to. So, yeah, so we're going to see what's going on, man. Some of these teams really upgraded themselves in these first few picks. So we have Cleveland up next with the number 9th pick. And where do y'all think y'all going to go? They're going to go with that. They also can go... They also could go Caden Proctor, but I got Caden Proctor falling to the Detroit Lions at 17. So who do y'all think they're going to take with the number 9th pick? Cleveland Browns. Who do you think the Cleveland Browns are going to take with the number 9th pick? I would love to hear what you guys think, who they're going to take next. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. And don't forget, y'all hit them likes, hit them 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. Browns finals. So they took the offensive lineman? Or you think they're going to take the offensive lineman? They say the pick is in. Bet now. Okay, so you're saying they're going to take Fanu. Okay. Fanu is solid. He's very versatile. But I like them bigger guys, man. No homo. That sounds crazy. But I like the bigger guys because you could really boost your running game with a guy like Caden Proctor or a guy like Francis Manganoa. Those guys are, 6'4", 6'5", 330. Fano solid, a bit of more of a pass protector, but also great in the run game. I don't look at him as a left tackle. So this is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Who they going to take? It's expensive final. Okay. It's expensive final. Okay, he over there with the Hawaiian get up. Okay, the ceremonial jump. Okay, respect. Yeah, they took Phantom. Okay, not mad at it. They do help with the pass rush. He plays very violently. I watched him play at Utah, and he's a really violent player. He's going to get a little bit bigger, but he really mainly works at that right tackle. I don't see him as a left tackle. But when you get a guy like that, hey man, depending on how good the development staff is, Maybe you can line him up at left tackle, right? You gotta be able to develop guys. So, but yeah, so Spencer Final. So that's what I believe that that the Browns is going to do. Well, they doing it basically. They went offensive lineman, which is a better suited pick, and they could get one of those receivers on the back end. Giants pick is in at number 10. Who do y'all think they're gonna take with the Giants pick? Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Who y'all think they're gonna take with the Giants? They would have loved to get Jordan Tyson. I remember them speaking about Jordan Tyson originally. So I wouldn't be surprised if they took another offensive lineman right here with this pick. I had them taking Caleb Downs. They took Francis Maganoa. Yep. Yeah. And you know what's crazy? They could have drafted Caleb Downs. And if you know John Harbaugh, he's always had a really good free safety player in his defense. So this is going against the grain a little bit, but this kid is he's a really good physical player, and it's crazy that two Hawaiian players went back to back. I don't know if that's the first time ever in the NFL draft, but you know you get two Hawaiian players go back to back. That's cool. That's dope. That is dope. I like that. I like that. So yeah, he's a giant, man. He's a giant. They said idol. Okay, Giants nickname idol. Shout out to y'all in the chat, man. Again, if this is your first time tuning in and tapping in, I am Ashley Lovechild, and this is Red Zone Rhythm, first episode, NFL Draft Edition. And I want to thank y'all for tuning in and tapping in. Y'all know who my team is. I'm not happy with our pick. He is a good player. But again, I keep saying that we should have drafted Kenyon Sadiq. But it is what it is. So. And you know what I'm kind of mad at? We only got 2 jerseys, right? It's like, where's our black jerseys? You know what I'm saying? We only got the white and the red. Like, every other team got 3 jerseys. We only got 2. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. But this guy, he does help the Giants immediately. The run game should be very important to the Giants. Protecting, Dart should also be obviously a factor. But I honestly thought that they was going to take Caleb Downs with this pick. I honestly did. But I think Caleb Downs would actually go to the Miami Dolphins in the pick after that, because the Dallas is next, and I have them taking Jermod McCoy, the cornerback from Tennessee. I have them taking him. So we'll see. Shout out to y'all. Hit them likes, hit the 100. Y'all helps with the growth of the show. Let me know who y'all think the Dallas Cowboys is going to take next. Damn, that was such a bad division. You got the Cowboys, Dallas, Washington, all of them taken early, right? That's a bad division, boy. All of them. Like, everybody took a player. Dallas took a player, or about to take a player. Giants took a player. With Giants taking their second player, Washington took a player, and Philly, they going to be much later. But damn, that was a bad division this year. A few names, yeah. So with the Dolphins, hey man, you still got Caleb Downs on the board. You still have him on the board. Still got him on the board. I'm just updating this real quick. Hold on. It'll be interesting to see who y'all think they're going to take. I'm just updating this real quick. So Let me know your favorite team in the chat. Some of y'all already know who y'all favorite team. I seen Raiders fans in the building. I seen a Giants fan in the building. Y'all know I'm a Chief fan. Uh, so I would love to know who are some of y'all favorite teams in the building. And who do y'all think the Cowboys is going to take next? Again, you got Caleb Downs still on the board. You have a guy like you still have Jerome McCoy on the board. You still got Makai Lemon on the board. Spencer Spano just went to the Cleveland Browns. Still got Denzel Boston, the receiver from Washington, on the board. Still got Omar Cooper on the board from Indiana. Who do y'all think they're going to take next? I think they're going to take Caleb Downs, me personally. Really like the channel, man. Appreciate that, Bones. Appreciate that, my guy. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Don't forget, y'all, we on the road to 20,000 subscribers. We just got over 13,000. So, again, take advantage of those memberships. Get all types of access. And we're building the channel out. So, we're not just going to have Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast. We also got Overstand podcast. We also now have Red Zone Rhythm podcast. And we're going to build the channel out. And we're going to continue to add different things that people want to see on the channel that we just have general interest in. And we're going to have a good time. And you may not always see my face all the time with some of the different programmings, but I'm actually going to treat my channel as a channel and just have different programming that, have great quality of work and just different things that people do enjoy. So make sure y'all take advantage while y'all can. And of course, music. Of course, music. Of course, that's the bread and butter. Of course, music. For sure. If you know, you know. Cows take that. He said cows. Serious put money on it. So you think Dallas gonna take Downs? I would not be surprised. Dallas, with their first picks, traditionally, they don't do a bad job picking guys in their first round. So to take a guy like Downs, it fits. They always take the guy or guys that counter Giants guys. And, I mean, if they take a guy like Downs on the Cowboys, it fits. Think about it. Think of all the teams that Downs ever played for. Played for Alabama. Played for Ohio. And if he does get drafted by Dallas, so he's always been around big name caliber type of franchises or programs. So if they do take him, I would not be surprised. But I do have them taking Jerome McCoy with this pick, though. But I didn't have Downs falling. If he was available, I would have had him going to Dallas originally. Caleb Downs. See, like I said, I'm not surprised. You get a guy like this on your team, and this is why I say the Cowboys always get guys that the Giants were supposed to get. Now, if the Giants would have got this guy, you don't have to worry about a guy like this. Now the Giants don't draft him. Now you got to face him. So now Dart has to worry about a guy like Caleb Downs in the middle of the field for the next however long his career is going to be. Both of them. You got to worry about him now. So this is just the history of the Giants. They just do things that it's like, you did what, bro? And they're not going to find a guy like Downs in the second round, but you could have found a guy that gave you this same type of things that, that the offensive lineman could have gave you or developed a guy or just waited next year. But Hey. So as of right now, the Bengals won that trade. As of right now. They got Dexter Lawrence for their trouble as far as the Bengals. What did the Giants do? They turned that into Francis Maganoa. He's a good player. He's going to be in development, but he immediately affects their run game, and he can help with the passing game. I think he's going to be a really good player. But these guys is not, Dexter Lawrence. They're not. So, and I said this, I will reserve judgment until you see what the Giants draft and what it becomes immediately. Francis is going to be a good player one day. He might be a good player on the first day, but I don't think he's going to be as impactful as a guy like Dexter Lawrence or what he meant to that defense. So we're going to see. Well, they took him first, and then they took Avril Reese. They took Avril Reese first, and then they took Francis Maganoa. Shout out to Bodes. Yeah. Do the Raiders got another pick? No, right? So let me ask you a question. How do you think Fernando Mendoza affects the Raiders short term and long term? I would like to know what y'all think about that in the chat. And it's crazy, like we in a new era in the NFL. Just because you're the first round pick doesn't mean people talk about you. Like if you're kind of corny and you the first round pick, they be like, yeah, he got picked first. All right, let's go to the story of the draft, right? No, like nobody's even talking about the fact that Fernando Mendoza is going to the Raiders. And normally when you get a first round pick as a quarterback, it's like, we got the dude, right? So let me know how y'all feel about Fernando Mendoza as a Raider right now. Do you feel like you gotten better or have a better future with him on your team? I really want to know. It's not a sarcastic question at all. I really want to know if y'all feel that he makes the Raiders better. I would love to know that. Jeremy Jones. Jeremy Jones. Or Jimmy Jones. You meant to say Jimmy Jones? You said Jeremy Jones? He controls the cows. Oh, you're talking about Jimmy Jones. He said Jeremy Jones. Stupid. He controls the cows. I had a friend in high school that always used to call the Cowboys the Cowgirls. I was like, yo, bro, you reckless. And you know, my household was mad, like, divided. It was war in my household. I'm not gonna lie, because my father, because he grew up in Washington, D.C., he was a Redskin fan. He also had a house in Buffalo, so he's a Buffalo fan. But I'm born and raised in Brooklyn, and he had an apartment in Brooklyn, and he loved the Giants and rooted for the Jets a little bit. It was like, how many teams you got, bro? So those are his teams. I'm a Chief fan. My brother was a Packer fan, and my mother was a Cowboy fan. So it was nonstop beef in the house. Like, can you imagine that household? A Chief fan, a real Chiefs fan, a real Packers fan, a real Cowboys fan, and my pops, everything New York. Also, they got Caden Proctor with the Miami Dolphins. Not surprised there. See how big this dude is? 6'6", damn near 6'7", 352 pounds. Oh, we running the ball. Pass what? We are running the ball. Meet me in the trenches, bro. 6'7", 352 pounds. I'm surprised the Chiefs didn't grab him. The Browns didn't grab him. But anyway, you get a guy like that, guess what the rest of my offense going to look like? We're going to be 6'6", 6'7", 6'5", 6'4", 6'6". Guess what? We running the ball. And if you look at the Miami Dolphins receiver, the receiver room, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That receiver room right now, oh my goodness. Terrible. We're running the ball. We're running the ball. They got Malik Willis. Oh yeah, we running the ball. We running pistol and we running the ball for sure. He controls the Cal like Jerry Jones defense. Jerry like defense. He pays his backs too much. Yeah, he does pay the backs too much. Yeah. As Zeke, I mean, once Zeke got that money, he became civilized. It was a wrap. I don't believe he paid Murray though. I think he let Murray like rock out, and then he like traded Murray. I don't know. I don't think they paid their backs, to be honest with you, because they didn't pay the other kid. He ended up going to the Titans. They didn't pay. Yeah, I think Zeke is the only back that got paid outside of Emmett, but that's 30 years ago. But I think Zeke is the only Cowboy running back that ever got paid for real outside of Emmett. It's a lot of pressure. Too. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, you get a guy like Caden Proctor. You gonna have to guess what we doing, bro. 6'7", 352. Buckle your shit up, cause we running the ball every play. We don't even care. We're running the ball. I'm gonna get some tall, big receivers, and we gonna run the ball. y'all laughing, but I'm dead ass. We are running the ball. You hear me? We're running the rock. So the Detroit Lions, I originally had Caden Proctor falling to number 17 to the Detroit Lions. So they miss out on their guy. And the Detroit Lions really wanted Caden Proctor. They really did. They really, really did. So that's going to be interesting moving forward. Because you got Caden Proctor gone, you got Fanu gone, and you also have Francis Maganoa gone. That offensive line room is getting real slim. So you still have a guy like Ani from Penn State. You still have Caleb Loma around. You still have Blake Miller around. You still have Monroe Freeling around. So it's going to get interesting when it comes to that offensive line. But I would love to know who y'all think the Los Angeles Rams is going to take next. I predicted that they was going to take Mekhi Lemon. So he's in place. They could definitely take him right now. And you get a guy like Mekhi with the Rams, with Puka. You got DeAndre. Is it DeAndre? The receiver from the Packers, right? I hope I said his name right. But y'all know what I'm talking about. You get a guy like Lemon in there. On the inside, Rams gonna cook. That's all I gotta say. They'll cook if they get Lemon right here. They'll cook. Very mixed. They saying it's very mixed on who they're gonna take next. Yeah, if you get a guy like Mekhi Lemon with the number 13th pick, which this will be a great value pick. 2, the things that he could do within the offense as a number 1 receiver. But again, you got a guy like Puka on your team, dog, like that. That's gonna be nasty work. And the other receiver, the kid from Devontae. I said Devontae Adams. You got Devontae on the side, Puka on the other, and you throw Mekhi Lemon in there. Oh my goodness, that's gonna be. Oh my goodness. If you get a guy like Mekhi Lemon, like in all seriousness, or even if they go with the tight end, who I wanted, Kenny and Sadiq. If they go Sadiq or Lemon here, damn, that Rams offense is going to be hard to deal with. They're going to be tough to deal with. That's not going to be a fun out, for sure. For sure. I keep forgetting that Sadiq is still available, and he's still sliding, which is crazy. So we'll see. We'll see what the Rams do here. It'll be interesting to know what y'all think where the Rams was going to go with this next pick. But I definitely have, like I predicted, Makai Lemon, receiver from USC. They also got another USC receiver that his value dropped to the second round, but he's a baller though. He's a baller, and I hope he ends up with a good team that can use him right away. He has he could have one of those seasons, like one of those guys that go in the second round that we wasn't paying attention to, and and just go crazy. Yeah, see, I knew Ruben Bain was gonna slide. When they was talking about the Chiefs, we might take Ruben Bain. I was like, what? Yeah, nah, 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 nah. I actually rather have the pick that we had that we went within Ruben Bain for sure. But I do have Ruben Bain sliding all the way down to number 20 to the Dallas Cowboys. So he shouldn't be on. He shouldn't be waiting for too much longer now. The Rams. The Rams will be Simpson. I'm baked, and I'm on point. The Rams will be Simpson. Rams will be Simpson. So Riddle? What you mean? Cause cause I think you getting your picks like right before me. So, but I got them taking Makai Lemon. If they don't go Makai Lemon, they gotta get a really good play that makes sense here. The pick is in the Los Angeles Rams. The number 13 pick takes Ty Simpson. Wow. 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 I think Ty Simpson is the better quarterback than Fernando Mendoza. I don't like the fit. I don't like the fit. I don't like the fit. Good player. Have the ability to be a great player because he is going to sit for a couple years. But I don't like the fit. I don't like the fit. McVay, Ty Simpson, LA, Alabama kid. I'm not crazy about the fit. I'm not. I wish him all the best though. But I actually have him as my best quarterback in this year's draft. Stafford replacing. No, I'm playing. Yeah, I mean he's definitely going to be Stafford's replacement. You're not playing regarding that. He's just not replacing him this year. They're taking him now because his potential, and he get a chance to sit behind a guy like Stafford who share similar qualities. But I don't like the fit. I don't like the city fit, the personality fit. But I do wish him all the best, though. I really do. And I've said this at the beginning of the college football season. When I saw Ty Simpson play and they lost to Florida State, I said, yo, this guy's going to be a first-round pick. Maybe not the first overall pick, but he's going to be in the first round because he plays with so much anticipation. And the system, he gets the best out of his receivers. But I just don't like the fit. I don't like the fit. And a lot of times when I say that, people don't understand that. It's like a player could be good, but if the city don't fit him, it don't fit. And I don't see it. I don't see it. I think they really could have helped Stafford by getting a guy like Lemon or a guy like Kenyon Sadiq, and it could have took their team to a whole nother level. And they could have drafted another guy next year. But hey, I'm not running the team. Ash, how you feeling, fam? CC, you know how I'm feeling right now, bro. Again, the kid that we picked is a good player. He's a good player. Good player. Will he help us win? Yes. But he ain't 6 3-6-4, run a 4-3 at tight end, bro. Like he don't do that. That's not what he does. And in our division, it don't take much to shut the receivers down. Like, think about our division. Think about the Chargers. Think about the Broncos. Think about the Raiders. Ain't none of them got a first receiver that's like, oh yeah, we really got to shut him down. But we got to affect their quarterbacks, but we ain't got to shut a receiver down in that division. That shit is. So my thing is, we'll be able to find another guy who runs a 4-3, 5'11", and they'll come out next year. But you don't get tight ends that run 4-3s, bro. Like what are we doing? But he's still a good player, though. Wish him all the best. Mendoza, I missed a couple comments. My bad, y'all. Mendoza, what did he say? Like Mendoza and Brady. Yeah, I like I said, I think Mendoza's a good player, but I don't think he should have been the number one pick. You know where Mendoza should have went? And I think this team missed their opportunity, and they should have moved hell and earth to get a guy like Fernando Mendoza because he fit the city, the system, and if he would have went there, I would have been like, yo, buckle up. If the Indianapolis Colts would have found a way to get Fernando Mendoza, then I would have been like, yo, buckle up. Raiders? Nah. It's just, no. And it's not that the Colts is so much a better franchise than the Raiders. It's just that his personality fits the city. Fernando Mendoza, his personality don't fit the city. And he's a Miami guy. Which is interesting. So, nothing comes easy. Ravens, Loma. You was wanting a Kelsey replacement. Yeah, because Kelsey getting older, bro. He getting older, man. Like, he missed regular catches, man. Like, catches go through his hand and, what he doing, man? All right, so the Ravens, I did have them taking Spencer Fanu. Obviously, they didn't take him. They took the kid from Penn State, Aloma. I hope I say his name right, but I'm probably not. But he's a really solid player, 6'4", 6'5"-ish, 320. He's more of an interior guy. He can play a little right tackle, but he's better on the interior. That helps the Ravens immensely in their system and what they're trying to do. I give this grade a B+ on this pick. Me personally, I like the pick. Like I said, I had them taking Spencer Fanu instead, but obviously the Cleveland Browns took Spencer Fanu. And is he another Hawaiian guy? The Hawaiian offensive lineman this year, that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of Hawaiian guys on the offensive lineman, they getting their props this year. Shout out to you know what's crazy? The University of Hawaii be lacking, bro. They be lacking. Because there's too many Polynesian guys and players who be at the top of the draft now. And they go everywhere else but Hawaii. If I'm Hawaii, I'm like, yo, you either get down or lay down, bro. Like, you play Hawaii. Like, what are you talking about? Ohio State? Yeah, nah, we ain't jacking that. Penn State? Yeah, nah. Utah? Nah, we not jacking that. Miami? Yeah, nah. Oh, hell no. You playing for the Rainbow Warriors, dog. Like, what are you talking about, B? That's what it seemed like. I've never seen this many offensive linemen who are Hawaiian guys go in the top 15 like this. I've never seen it. So if you're a recruiter for Hawaii, bro, you are fired, dog. Don't even come back. Don't even come back to the school. We're gonna send you your stuff, bro. It's cool. Keep it cool. Keep it cool. You lost your job, bro. Stay home. Nah, Ash, what you saying? Nah, bro. I'm looking at the top 15 it's at least 3 Polynesian. I know I'm probably saying it wrong, pronouncing it wrong, but you got 3 Polynesian guys or 3 Hawaiian guys going in the top 15. All play in the trenches. Ain't none of them go to Hawaii. Yeah, that's a problem, dog. Like, what are they, like, for real, like, you fired. And mind you, Hawaii, I believe, is moving up in the division this year. I think they're going to, no, they're still in the Mountain West, but they should have been in the Pac-12. It's Hawaii. Like, the recruiting base is crazy. Yeah. I came up with a fire design for the Hawaii University, and I've been thinking about reaching out to them to actually help them with their uniform design. I know that sounds kind of far-fetched, y'all, but my design is fire. And it's so fire but people don't realize when you are a football team and a college team, when you got nice uniforms, that help with recruits, because recruits look at the uniforms and be like, them drinks is fire, kid, I'm pulling up. I came up with a design super duper crazy. And I'm thinking about hitting them personally and be like, yo, y'all need my help with these designs, because y'all shit is, like, it's barely decent. It's not ass, but it's barely decent. Y'all need help. And I got the answer. I ain't sway. I got the answer, B. So, but yeah, like, to see these many Hawaiian guys go so early, that's very dope. That's very cool. Very cool. Again, shout out to the chat. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. The Baltimore Ravens with the number 14th pick just took Alomave Ioma. I know I said that all wrong, but I tried, man. I tried. And I can't have the volume up in the background because of YouTube and stuff like that. But yeah. All right, so we got the Tampa Bay Bucks with the next pick. I predicted that they would take Denzel Boston from Washington. Let me know who y'all think they're going to pick with the next pick. The Tampa Bay, who they going to go with the next pick. The Rams also took the quarterback, Ty Simpson, with the number 15th pick. And I had them taking Mekhi Lemon with that pick. I think Ty Simpson is the best quarterback in this draft, but I don't like the fit. I don't like the location for him. And McVay is a great coach, but I don't like the fit with him and Ty Simpson. I don't love it. I don't love it. So, but let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Who is Tampa Bay taking with the number 15th pick? Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. Bowers could be better than Kelsey. Yeah, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, come on, man. But Bowers is good, man. He'll never be a Kelsey, man. He'll never be Kelsey, bro. Come on, man. You know better. Come on, man. Come on. You ain't no evidence of that at all. He had 2 seasons so far. Good player. Still developing. He ain't going to be better. He's going to be good. Better? Come on, man. Yeah. Come on, man. It's the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? It's the Raiders. So Ruben Bain, he goes from Miami to Tampa, so he doesn't have far to travel. He doesn't look too happy. But Ruben Bain fits Tampa. His skill set, the city, and their scheme. Again, the only reason why Ruben Bain fell is because he have short arms. And the reason why that matters for Ruben Bain is because he plays through contact. He plays to contact and through contact. In college, you can get away with that. In the NFL, it's a different story. You don't see many productive defensive linemen or defensive ends that have short arms that play to and through contact that is successful, because offensive line guys in the NFL, their arms, like, they could be standing straight up and scratch the bottom of their feet. Like, that's how long their arms are. And that matters in the NFL. So I really wish Ruben Bain all the best, because his motor is crazy. He plays with so much heart. He plays with so much grit. He plays with so much passion. He's a guy I would love to have on my team, just not for the Chiefs. But outside of that, he's still a great player. He's still a great player. I will say that. And I wish him all the best. I really do. I wouldn't say I wouldn't have him for the Chiefs. I wouldn't have took him with that number 6 pick. I just wanted Kenyon. I just wanted Kenyon on the team, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. And I said it like 10 times already. Sadiq should have been our pick, but hey. And if we would have took him at number 6 and he went number 15, bro, I would have lost it, bro. Don't make it better. Ruben Bay Jr., Green Dot. That's saying he's mid. He's not mid. He's not mid, because it's not about, see, again, talent is not end all be all. But if you notice, it's about fit. It's about the fit. Like, look at all the drafts, and this is why I say all the time, the NFL is not based on talent. There's no way in hell you say to yourself, Mitchell Trubisky, but you got 2 MVP quarterbacks that came after that. That's what I'm saying. Fit matters. Where you go matters. And a guy like Ruben Bain, fit would have been everything. And this is the best fit for him. I think he's going to excel with Tampa. I really do. I think he's going to excel with Tampa. He's going to excel with Tampa. He's a Florida guy, played for Miami. Tampa has that same grit. He's going to do well with Tampa. And system matter. They play Tampa too. The systems matter. For the Chiefs, we play a blitzing style of 4-3. We blitz. So it doesn't help that our defensive end has short arms. That's not going to help. And we really need a guy on the outside opposite of the kid 56 from Iowa from a couple years ago. And he's solid too. He's a tough player. But Chris Jones, I don't want to see Chris Jones line up at defensive end. He's not as fast as he used to be. He's still quick. He's still nimble. But let him disrupt the middle. He's a hell of a disruptor on the inside. Anytime we put him to the outside and we played against a running quarterback, they seen that shit. They're like, oh, he out there? Oh, all right, cool. And when they broke the pocket, they broke to his side every single time. Like, we lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Had no reason losing to the Jacksonville Jaguars, but was breaking the pocket to wherever was at every single time, because he's better on the inside. The number 16 pick, the Jets, is up on the clock. I have them taking Omar Cooper. They take Kenyon Sadiq. The dude is 6'3", 241 pounds, and runs a 4.3 at tight end, dog. Now, I know I said, and he don't even look 239. He looked like 245, dog. Like, his pads don't even fit his legs, bro. Pause. $4.3, dog. 4.3. Now, I know I said he will cook no matter where he go. Except the Jets. Except the Jets. He's not going to cook on the Jets. He's not going to cook on the Jets. Nobody cooks on the Jets. Nobody cooks on the Jets. Nobody. And he's going to the Jets. He's not going to cook on the Jets. Now, if 1-5 was throwing him the ball, he'd cook it. But the Jets... This is crazy. Yeah, this is good. This is crazy. This is crazy. And mind you, again, we got a good corner, but we could have got another good corner later on in the draft. We still would have had Colton Hood chilling. He chilling right now. McLaurin, chilling. Crazy, man. Y'all laughing at me in the chat. That's nasty work, y'all. That's grimy. Y'all laughing at me in the chat. Yeah, y'all just laughing at me in the chat. And I'm serious though, man. This kid Sadiq is gonna cook. He's just not gonna cook on the Jets. Jets don't have the infrastructure to give him the ball like that. He's actually going to be one of their best targets immediately. I mean, the kid Garrett from Ohio State is a terrific player, but they don't have a quarterback, so he's not going to cook immediately. Now we got to wait like 3 or 4 years for him to become a free agent when he leaves, because he's definitely going to leave the Jets. And by that time, he could have been cooking. Not at all. You the picks. No, I'm serious, man. Like, again, it matters where you go. It matters where you go. Fit matters. And I'm glad to see him get drafted, but damn, the Jets, they don't have no quarterback or nothing. And it's like, what are they gonna do? And you know what's crazy? In my Madden 26, I traded Shador to the Jets, and Shador was cooking, and I gave Shador like actual targets, and we're cooking on the Jets. So, but I play with 2 teams that matter. I play with the Jets and I play with the Chiefs. And anytime the Chiefs and the Jets have to play, y'all know who I play with, right? Y'all know who I play with, right? But then again, my Jets team is not in New Jersey. My Jets team, I moved them to Brooklyn. I definitely moved them to Brooklyn, for sure. For sure. Yeah. But, yeah, the Jets don't have a quarterback. I wouldn't be surprised if you've seen a guy like Deshaun Watson get traded to the Jets, if they're willing to take a chance on him. And the reason why I say that is because Deshaun Watson, his ceiling, we've seen him be one of the best quarterbacks in football. But obviously, he's digressed in such a way. Even when we watch him in spring training and voluntary workouts, that's not a real quarterback competition to me, in my opinion, mainly because it wouldn't even be a discussion if he wasn't making the salary that he was making. If Deshaun Watson had a lower salary, if he was making less money, they would just give the keys to Shador immediately. I wouldn't say give the keys to Shador, but y'all get the point that I'm making. It wouldn't even be a real discussion who's going to be the starting quarterback. I think it should be Shador going with that young energy. He went 3-4. Last time we seen Deshaun, it wasn't pretty. It looked very ugly, and he had good weapons at that time. He had backs. He had a receiver. So they had weapons. So I think a guy like Deshaun Watson would be beneficial, being traded to another team that would actually give him a real last chance shot like the Jets. So, but yeah. So who y'all think the Detroit Lions is going to take with the number 17th pick? I would love to know what y'all think about that in the chat. Originally, I had the Detroit Lions taking Caden Proctor, but obviously that is not so. I would love to know what y'all think about that in the chat. Kenyon Sadiq, tight end from Oregon, just went to the New York Jets with the number 15th, with the number 16th pick. And originally, I had Amari Cooper going to the New York Jets originally. So with the number 17th pick, the Detroit Lions take commissioner up there playing, ain't he? It probably Makai Lemon. Actually, no, because they got their receiver room set. If they take Makai Lemon here, they just being greedy. I think they'll take an offensive lineman here. I think they're gonna go offensive lineman, or maybe defensive end too. They could use a pass rusher as well to boost the pass rush. They took Blake Miller. They took Blake Miller. Solid player. He's solid. Blake Miller is solid. Blake Miller is solid for sure. But they leaving some good receivers on the table. But a team like the Lions don't need a receiver. So, but I wouldn't be like they would have just been extra greedy if they would have got a guy like Makai Lemon. Originally, I predicted that Caden Proctor was going to fall, and that the Detroit Lions was going to take him at number 17. Nope, they take Blake Miller because Caden Proctor was already selected. But he's a good player. If you look at his tape, he has good feet, and he's pretty strong at the point of attack. But he's definitely a right tackle though. I would not put him at the on the left side. He's definitely a right tackle. It's a good pick for them. Good pick. Okay, so again, at the number 17th pick, the Detroit Lions went with Blake Miller, offensive tackle from Clemson. Number 18, Minnesota Vikings is now on the clock. I originally predicted that the Minnesota Vikings would draft Dylan Thiemann, safety from Oregon. So that was my prediction pick for this draft. Got the commissioner coming to the podium. That was quick. They must have knew who they was going to get, players ago. That was quick. That was quick. With the number 18th pick, the Minnesota Vikings select Caleb Banks. That was a curveball. I didn't even have Caleb Banks in the first round at all. That was a curveball, especially with Ty Simpson being drafted in the first round. So that was a curveball. That was a curveball. Caleb Banks could play, but I just didn't have him in the first round. That's a big dude. 6'6", 320. Wow. Whew. It's a big dude. Big dude. But the only thing about him, though, he looks great on certain plays, and then on other plays, he kind of like disappears. Like when I would watch Florida, I'll be like, oh my goodness. And then other games when he play other teams, it'd be like, did he play? Because his production would be down, even his presence. But that's a big dude. And you get a guy like that with that defense, I don't know, Vikings could really be saying something really soon. Really soon. With their system, their scheme, 6'6", 320, they could be saying something really soon. Really soon. I like the pick. I just didn't have him going in the first round. I really didn't. And I also believe that I also thought that his endurance would have been an issue, leaving him out the first round. So, all right, so we got the Carolina Panthers with the number 19th pick, or the next pick, I should say. I predicted that they would take Carolina Panthers. I predicted that they would take Casey Concepcion the receiver from Texas A&M. So that's my predicted pick for the Carolina Panthers. I thought I had this draft. I hit the draft out of the park originally, but ain't like damn. Like I feel like I'm missing on damn near all of them. Like we started off hot. Like the first like 3, 4, it was hey, I was on point, right? But nah, the NFL going to NFL. The NFL going NFL. So this is going to be interesting. I would love to know who y'all think. Put it in the chat, y'all. Who y'all think the Carolina Panthers is going to take with the next pick? Like I said, I predicted that they take Casey Concepcion, receiver out of Texas A&M. Very explosive receiver. Great on special teams as a punt returner, kick returner. And he's such a good receiver. He could play slot. He could play on the outside. Very versatile. And you put him in the system with a guy like Tech McMillan. You got Horn. You got Little Horn over there. I won't call it Little Horn, but you got Horn from Colorado. They could really be saying something. And you give Bryce Young another target. You got to give Bryce Young targets, yo. You can't expect him to go out there with a half-ass offensive line, a decent running back, and not enough targets. They need a viable number 2, or they need an offensive lineman. I would not be surprised if they do go O-line here, though, because I had Oma. He's off the board. You still have Caleb Loma on the board from Utah, offensive tackle from Utah. Blake Miller just got taken by Clemson. You still have Monroe Freeling still out there and available from Georgia. And those are the top tier offensive linemen that they would consider first round guys that's still available. They can't afford to reach here with this pick. So, but I have Casey Concepcion here with this pick. I would not be surprised if they take a guy like Dylan Demon, who they could use some boostering in that defensive backfield position. And I'm gonna go with those 2 right there. I wouldn't be surprised if those 2 right there was the guys that they go with for sure. Don't forget, y'all hit them likes, hit the 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. We're a little over 13. Again, I'm Ashley Lovechild, and this is Red Zone Rhythm, first episode, NFL Draft Edition. And I want to thank y'all for tuning and tapping in. Y'all been absolutely amazing in the chat, man. Appreciate y'all. So I wonder who they're gonna go with this next pick. Alright, so the Carolina Panthers, it's now on the clock. The number 19th pick. Who are they going to select? They went with Monroe Freeling from Georgia. See, with the Panthers, that was an easy one. You had to either protect Bryce or you had to get him another weapon. And at this point in time, because the offensive line guys that you have still available, this guy is 6'7", 315, and he's a real left tackle. You're still gonna have talented receivers on the back end of that second round that you could draft, opposed to them getting Casey Concepcion and them not having the back end of the offensive line. But again, I predicted that there was going to be more offensive line still available. I thought the receivers were going to go much faster in this draft. So the Carolina Panthers selected Monroe Freeling from Georgia. I originally had him sliding to 24 to the Cleveland Browns. Caleb Loma, highest offensive tackle, Utah. Yeah, he's not up yet. He's not up yet. All right, so the Carolina Panthers with the number 19th pick again takes Monroe Freeland from Georgia, left tackle, legit left tackle. I know the Cleveland Browns wanted to get a legit left tackle, but I think they're banking on Casey Concepcion being there. Makai Lemon is taken with the Eagles with the number 20th pick. I love this fit, and I love this team for Makai. I love this fit, and I love the team for the Makai, for sure. For sure. I thought he would have been better off on the West Coast, but because the Philadelphia Eagles is built forward, rugged, tough. You get a tough guy like this that's going to put his body on his line, that's going to put his heart on the line. This might be scary. This might be scary. And this also lets me know that A.J. Brown is gone. He's gone. Now, could it work with A.J. Brown and Makai Lemon playing the slot? Of course. This is like borderline cheating if they keep A.J. Brown. But this move right here lets me know that they're not keeping A.J. Brown. Because now you bring in Makai Lemon, he's going to get a whole lot of targets. He's going to get a whole lot of targets. You got to worry about Barkley. You got to worry about the other receiver. His name slips my mind right now only because I'm on live. But the other receiver is great. And then you have Brown on the other side. And then you add Makai. Dog. That ball, when you get your shot, you get your shot. And this lets me know that Brown, he's getting traded. Brown is getting traded. If y'all don't believe me or don't think so, hey, that's on you, but he's getting traded. I guarantee he's going to be traded at some point. But Philadelphia was able to move up from 23 to 20. So they did some finagling with Dallas, which is interesting because they play in the same division. Which is interesting. All I know, if I'm in the same division with a team, I'm not trying to help them get better. That's just me personally. The Pittsburgh Steelers is up. Oh, which is kind of dope because you got two Pennsylvania teams picking back to back, which is fire. Who do y'all think the Steelers are going to take with their pick? I had Oma from Penn State going to the Pittsburgh Steelers, but obviously he was already taken. So the top tier offensive line guys are gone. All the guys that they considered first round guys, they're gone. So it's going to be interesting to see who Pittsburgh values. I would not be surprised if they take like a guy like Casey Concepcion because he's their type of guy that they would normally take as a receiver. If you look at their receiver profile, Makai Lemon is a funny dude. His mannerisms off camera or on camera, I should say, is hilarious. Not as a hee-hee-ha, but it's very non-traditional. But he's a football player and a great one at that. So that's what he's going to be there to do. Shout out to y'all in the chat. Again, hit them likes, hit the 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. The draft actually looks beautiful. It looks gorgeous. The setting, the whole setup, it looks amazing. And they getting right to the point in this year's draft, which I love. So the Pittsburgh Steelers pick is in. At the number 21 pick, you got Commissioner making his way to the stage. Again, I appreciate y'all for tuning and tapping in. This is the very first episode of Red Zone Rhythm. I'm normally on with Ken and Brothas Get a Rap podcast, which is on every Wednesday, every Sunday at 10:30. And we're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. We're a little over 13. And again, I want to appreciate y'all and thank y'all again for tapping into those daily videos. I drop daily on a very regular basis, and I've been seeing those engagements go up, and y'all stayed engaged, and I appreciate that immensely. And again, tap into the membership portion of our page. Take advantage of those memberships, y'all. So we still got the commissioner on his way to the podium. The draft is in Pittsburgh, so you know that it's going crazy right now. I can't play too much of that because YouTube will flag me. But he's taking his time. He's milking the crowd engagement. You know, the pick is in. Get your ass to the stage and make the pick. You know who's a guy I would not be surprised that they pick here? Originally, I would say Peter Woods, but Pittsburgh Steelers traditionally plays a 3-4 defense. Traditionally. Peter Woods is a 4-3 guy. I have to say, I would think that they would have to go with an explosive receiver. They have to get somebody explosive, or you got a guy like Jordan, Jordan or Jadarian. I believe his name is Jadarian. You still got a guy like Jadarian Price still available, the running back from Notre Dame, the second running back from Notre Dame. You still have Casey Concepcion sitting right there. They could still go safety with Dylan Teneman, from the safety from Oregon. They got themselves in a really good position to take a really good player with this 21st pick. Got my boy Jerome Bettis out there. For those who know, that's the bus right there. That's the bus. Used to run everything over. He was a really good player. He was really good on the Rams, and on the Steelers he was really good too. But I thought he was a better running back for the Rams though. That he was the bus. They reached there. That was a reach. That was a reach. They went with Max. What was his name? Anchor. I think that was a bit of a reach. The kid from Arizona State. He's not terrible, but I think that's a bit of a reach. Yeah, that's a bit of a reach. You may see him move inside, to be honest with you, at some point, for him to be very effective. But I think that was a bit of a reach. Him playing left tackle or right tackle, I don't see it. Definitely on the inside, maybe left guard, right guard. But he's a big guy. He's 6'5", 6'6", 320. He looked like he's going to put on more weight at some point. He looked like he has like a long frame. But I remember watching him play this season a little bit, because I did watch Arizona State because I'm a big fan of their quarterback, or their former quarterback. He was such a good player. He ended up going to LSU. But this kid is a good player. But to go this high with the Pittsburgh Steelers, you being deemed as a franchise caliber tackle. So right tackle, left. I like him more as a left guard, opposed to your right tackle position. So, but shout out to him though. He got the family with him. They having a good time. I wish him all the best. And prove me wrong. Don't prove yourself right. You know. So I wish them all the best. But the Pittsburgh Steelers fans is getting up out of there. They getting up out of there. So T.J. Parker, Clemson. Yeah, he would have been actually a solid pick for them for the Steelers. He would have been a solid pick for them, but like I said, I wish that kid nothing but the best. So now we have the L.A. Chargers on the clock with my former coach from Michigan. With this pick, I had Caleb Loma from Utah going at this pick as far as my prediction. So I hope I'm right. You know, got a few of these wrong because you know the NFL going to NFL. You know they gonna do what they want to do, right? But I do have the Chargers taking Caleb Loma. So the pick is in. They're taking their sweet time getting to the podium. And again, y'all hit them likes, hit the 100s, hit them hearts. It does help with the growth of the show. And this is your first time tapping in. I am Ashley Lovechild, and this is Red Zone Rhythm, our very first episode, NFL Draft Special for tonight. And I want to thank y'all for tapping in, man. Y'all been amazing. All right, so we got the commissioner making his way to the stage, hearing all them boos. All right, yeah, that's all I could play. I'm not trying to get no type of, no type of trouble with copyright or nothing like that. So with the number 22nd pick, the LA Chargers take Akin Masor. Yes, great player. Great. I had them taking an offensive tackle, but as y'all can see, all the top tier offensive line guys is taken except Loma's still available. I had them taking Loma, but I'm not mad at Mesidor, Akeem Mesidor from Miami. I thought he was a better pass rusher than Ruben Bain, but he's a little older. I believe he's like 23, 24. And really good player though. He gets after it. He's a pass rusher. A pass rusher. He's low base heavy too. He's about like 275, 280 maybe. He had a whole lot of pressures. He's a good player. He's a good player. And I like him for their system and for their city. Uh, but we do have to play him though. We do have to play him. Originally, I had him going to San Francisco at 27. I'm actually surprised to see the drop of the receivers in this draft. I'm actually surprised to see that. You still got a guy like Denzel Boston available. Still got Casey Concepcion available. So I'm surprised to see that. You still have a guy from Indiana. You still got Omar Cooper Jr. still available. Dallas is now on the clock with the 23rd pick of this year's draft. And on their second pick, I had them taking Ruben Bain. Originally, they had the number 20 pick, but they trade back. So they took Caleb Downs in their first pick. They would have to get a pass rusher, and I'm pretty sure they wanted Massador with that pick. But the Chargers took Massador, and they would want to replace Micah. But you still got some good pass rushers still on the board. I mean, you still have a guy like you still got Kendrick Falk on the board. You still have DJ Parker on the board. I seen his name in the chat. He's still on the board. Yeah, I think they want to go pass rusher here, in my opinion. Peter Woods is still on the board, but he's a defensive tackle. I don't think they want to go defensive tackle. I think they'll be best suited getting a defensive a DE at this position. And see, this was what makes me mad even more so, because the Kansas City Chiefs, our second pick is coming up, and there hasn't been another cornerback taken. Another cornerback took it. So we could have took our tight end and still ended up with a cornerback at the 24th pick, bro. Like, yo, it's so frustrating. No, we had the 29th pick. Is it 23? Yeah, so with the 29th pick, we still would have ended up with a good corner. We still would have had Colton Hood would have still been available. The other kid from Tennessee would have still been available. Jamad McCoy, who was hurt, but he's healthy now and still runs a 4.3. Like, and he's a bigger body than the kid that we ended up drafting. So, man, it is what it is. But I'm actually surprised that the Chargers. I'm surprised that they took Caleb Loma with that. That they didn't take Caleb Loma. That they took Messidor instead, because they needed some more offensive line presence with Caleb Loma. A shout out to my dog CC, Ash. When you facing me 1-on-1 on the court game, you don't want these problems on the court, bro. You don't want these problems. You know what I'm saying? I'm a walk-in bucket. I don't normally talk my talk. You know what I mean? But I'm a walk-in bucket, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it gets real spooky on the court. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get on the court with me, bro. Like, just be prepared for your ankles to get divorced, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like that. You know what I'm saying? Step back, crossover, twain, spin, left or right. You know what I'm saying? Either way, equal opportunity. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that work. You know what I'm saying? But hey, if and when we get on the court, just be ready, dog. I told you so. Because it's the only one that you going to get. I ain't one of those that's going to keep saying it like, yeah, bro, chill. You don't want that work. Nah, you want that work? We at the court, you won't get the work, you know? My dog CC Ash, I'm like Tracy McGrady gang. They say Crossy and Ish. You won't know which way I'm crossing you. Alright, these are quick hands, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you, it's lethal over here, you know? So with the number 23 pick, the Dallas Cowboys take Mekhi Lawrence. Wow. Now that is another curveball. Malachi Lawrence from UCF, 6'5", 253. Another curveball. Good player. Has a whole lot of potential. I'm not crazy on his lack of bending. He doesn't bend well to me. But he's a high motor guy. He's definitely a high motor guy. But I don't like the way he bends. And I know that sounds crazy when I say bend, y'all. Football players know what I mean by bend. I don't think he bend well. And I don't think he utilizes his hands well enough to be a consistent pressure guy. But there's a lot of potential there. There's a lot of upside there. To me, this is an upside pick. I know they would have rather draft Messidor, but you got a guy like Quentin Williams inside. They got Rashawn Gary. They got Kenny Clark. You had a guy like this on the outside. Who knows? But it's a lot of development that needs to be done with that 23rd pick. But he's fast. He's big. but he still hasn't utilized football techniques to be a consistent pass rusher, in my opinion. And he played at UCF, so he didn't jump off the page at UCF. But the next pick, Cleveland is up with the very next pick. I wonder what y'all think where Cleveland is going to go with their next pick. I think they're going to go receiver. They have no choice but to go receiver. They went offensive line. They better go with a receiver. They need a target. They need a target. Shout out to my dog CC. Ash, bro, I swear. You got GTA San Andreas wardrobe. The drip is endless. I appreciate it, my guy. You know what I'm saying? This is custom. You know what I'm saying? Custom Lovechild. Everything custom. You know what I'm saying? You see the custom Lovechild. You know, Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? This is, Lovechild on the back. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that, my bro. You know what I mean? Y'all, don't forget to hit them likes, hit them 100s. It does help with the growth of the show. We on the road to 20,000 subscribers. We a little bit 13. All the hundreds, all the hearts help with the growth of the show. And this is the first episode of Red Zone Rhythm by Ashley Lovechild on the Ashley Lovechild channel. So, again, I appreciate y'all. But let me know who y'all think the Cleveland Browns is going to take with the next pick. Originally, I had Moreau Freeling dropping because I thought the receivers was going to go very quickly in this draft. So I had the offensive line drop on the back of the draft. So originally I had Moreau Freeling, but when you look at the receivers that's still left, you still have Casey Concepcion, you still have Denzel Boston. I think a guy like Denzel Boston would probably fit Shador better only because when that ball's in the air, Denzel Boston is going to go get it. But I think Casey Concepcion is the better receiver overall. He could play inside, he could play out, and he plays in special teams. And he's just an explosive guy. You could get a guy like Casey Concepcion, a screen, a slant, and he could take that thing all the way. A guy like Boston, he's a tracker. He runs decent routes. He could be better as a route runner, but when that ball's in the air, he's a rebounder. He's going to go get that ball. So when Shador breaks the pocket and, he throws them passes that he normally would throw to a guy like, to a guy like, why can I not remember his name? Kid on the Jaguars, the corner and the receiver, Travis Hunter. When he's used to throwing passes to Travis Hunter that will go and get those acrobatic catches, a guy like Denzel Boston is right up his alley. So they have to go receiver here. They have to go receiver here. And I honestly believe that they would have took Carnell Tate at number 6, but Titans being the Titans, that's what they do. Shout out to my dog CC Ash. You got to do a sneaker collection vid. I know you got some gems. Yeah, I got a couple of joints, bro. I got on my white and red questions right now. The Iverson Reebok questions right now. So, yeah, I got a couple of kicks, man. But honestly, and I'm not saying this as a brag, I have so many sneakers, I actually give sneakers away. I gave Pradas away. And this type of sneakers I give away, my friends be like, hold on, you giving me what? And you never wore these? Thank you. And they just they just be out. They don't ask no questions. They don't stick around. They're like, thank you, and they be out. Giving all types of stuff. So with the 24th pick, the Cleveland Browns took Casey Concepcion. Great pick. He's explosive. 5'11", 195, 196. Special teams, play inside, can play outside. Shador has himself a legit threat. He's a legit threat, but he doesn't track the ball very well, and he's known to drop a couple of passes. But when he catches that thing, he is out of there. I like the pick. I thought David Boston would have been better for Shador. But KC is the better receiver overall. He's the better receiver overall, in my opinion. But what he does on special, he's another explosive player. So that NFC North is they better watch out. Because now when you get a guy like this, he's not a boring player. He's a explosive big play guy. When you look at Cleveland Brown, they got explosive play guys now. You got to worry about Harold Fanning Jr. You got to worry about a guy like Casey Concepcion. You got to worry about Quentin Jenkins. You got to worry about Sampson, the backup running back. I mean, Isaiah Bond is explosive. But I would have loved to see them get a guy that's about 6'1", 6'2", and that could really go get that ball while it's in the air. So, but shout out to the Cleveland Browns. I thought that was a really good pick at this part of the draft. I think he might be a steal if he could shore up his lack of the catching. If he could shore that up, then they have got themselves an explosive player. I honestly wish that the Browns could have and would have traded the other guy, though. I can't think of his name, from Alabama. Oh my goodness. I know his name when I hear it, but he's just not consistent. The other kid that they got, I know his name, the kid from the Broncos. Shout out to CC. You humble for that, no lie. Now, I appreciate that, bro. Now, you know what's crazy? I gave away so many sneakers and clothes that I actually forget. I haven't seen one of my friends in maybe like 4 years, and he played football, and he played pro, and I was with my ex at the time, and we went to the game, and he played offensive lineman and stuff like that. And as soon as he saw me, he lit up and gave me the biggest hug, the bro hug or whatever. And my girl was just like, yo, like damn, he got, he got love for you for real. And I'm like, yeah, like I played football, I boxed all my life, I played basketball, so I've always been in the team sports. And you know how it is, like the best moments is the locker room moments, the cracking the jokes, you know what I'm saying? Like being around your teammates, having that team camaraderie, right? So she was just like, oh my God, like that's what's up. And he was like, yo, bro, I remember you came to school, and this was school. He's like, you came to school and gave me 2 sneakers, bro, and I'll never forget that. And he was like, yo, he's like, you don't remember that? I was like, nah. I gave you some kicks. He said, yeah. He said, you gave me them black on black Brothas, and you gave me them black and red breads, the 13 Jordans. I was like, I did? He was like, yeah. I was like, yo, I kind of sort of remember, but okay, cool. I remember. He was like, yo, you forgot about that? I said, yo, I ain't gonna hold you. I forgot, bro, because I honestly believe like clothes is self-expression, right? And sometimes you can have too much. You ain't gonna be able to wear everything. You know what I'm saying? And to me, it's a sin to have overly too much. So I say all that to say that. All right? I could have got to that sooner, right? But I was saying the fact that I forgot. You know what I'm saying? But he really remember that, and you know what I'm saying? Like the fact that he remember that, that's what makes it dope. You know what I mean? He laughing at me in the chat. Ash, you was like, wait, time out. I did word, cause I ended up buying the black and red lows when they came out a year ago, and I may have worn them twice. I gotta stop doing that. Because I have a pair of white on white high top Jordans, the 11s, and I haven't worn them in 5 years. And when I went to go put them on, they started crusting and all that. So I had to go buy the special glue and all that stuff. I was like, man, I gotta stop doing that. If I don't wear them, I'm not buying them. So I gotta stop doing that. I gotta stop doing that. That's why I be giving sneakers away. I'm like, yo, I ain't gonna wear them. I haven't worn them for 5 years. They been sitting there. They like, what this is weird. And then when I get sneakers too, I buy several. So like the white, navy blue, Carolina blue 11s, I bought 5 pair of those. So when I was walking out the store, I literally I had I had 5, I had 7 pairs. I had bought 1 pair for my ex, another pair for my daughter, and I bought 5 pairs for me of the same sneaker. When I like a sneaker, I buy multiple pairs. Hey man, hey, when they get dirty, I got another pair. That's why. You know what I'm saying? I always want to keep them fresh. You know what I'm saying? Keep them fresh. All right, so we got we got the Chicago Bears on the board with the 25th pick. The Bears pick is in. You got Commissioner Goodell at the podium. And with the 25th pick, the Chicago Bears select. This is going to be interesting. They probably go safety here. Dylan Thiemann, safety from Oregon. I love the fit. Love the fit. Love the fit. Oregon guy. He's from a cold city area. He's fast. That defense was pretty good this past year as far as takeaways. They gave up a lot of yards, but they was great in takeaways. And he fits their system. And I think he actually makes the defense better. When you get a 4-3 guy at safety, that means your defense is going to be fast. So I actually like this pick. I really like this pick for the Cleveland. Excuse me, I keep saying for the Cleveland Browns. For the Chicago Bears. And originally I had him going to the Minnesota Vikings at 18. So he dropped because we did see a couple guys go in the first round. That was a bit of a reach. But he was definitely top 25 players in this draft. So, and they get a nice value pick at the 25th pick with Cleveland, with Chicago. I keep saying Cleveland, with Chicago, and he's a day one starter, in my opinion. The only way he doesn't start if he goes to camp and stinks it up. That's the only way he doesn't start. I know that feeling. Which sneaker was the most excited about unboxing? Them navy blue and white Carolina 11s. That's why I bought so many pairs. And the crazy thing is I didn't even know that they was coming out. At the time, I lived in one particular area, and I went to another particular area to do business. And I was like, let me just go to the mall over here, right? And I was like, hold on. I walked past the store, I seen white, navy, blue Carolina 11s, high top. What? I went in the store. Yeah, I need 5 pairs of a 10.5. Give me a pair of that 8 and another pair of that in a 5. And I'm walking out with all the boxes. Everybody looking at me like, damn. Yeah, you could say damn, but you ain't gonna do nothing about it. I'll chuck your ass out here. Like, what? Mind your business. Buy your pair. You would buy them anyway. Shit. But yeah, that was the sneaker I was probably most excited to unbox. My second is the white and navy blue Jordan 9s is my second. And my third is the white and black 11s Concords. But I got those from California. When I was in California, when I was at Sneaker King? Not Sneaker King. When I was at, what's the big sneaker store that you get stores from Cali? Something sneaker. And you can order them. I actually went to the store in California when I was there. And they had the white and black Concords, them 11s, and I was like, yeah. Now, one time I almost lost my damn mind and bought these 13s, but these were fire though. They were red and orange 13s, but they wanted 2,300 for that, and I was like, yeah, nah, them stay right there, right there. And the 13s used to be my favorite, but now it's the 11s. But yeah, I wasn't gonna spend no 2,300 on one pair of sneaker. No, nah, it's not happening. No. So again, if y'all just tapping in, the Chicago Bears just took safety, Dylan Thiemann, Oregon, with the number 25th pick. Originally, I predicted that they would take a safety, the safety from Toledo, E. McNeil Warren. I thought they was going to take him, but Dylan Thiemann dropped in the draft, and they was able to take the more highly touted safety. With the number 26 pick, the Houston Texans, they take Kenyon Rutledge. Wow, that is a reach. A good player, but he's not a first round guy. That was a serious reach. That was a serious reach in my opinion. He's not terrible obviously, but I think that was a reach. That was a reach. He was well into my second round. He wasn't even like at the top of my second round. That was a reach. Wow. Wow, that was a reach. Kid from Georgia Tech, that was a reach. That was a reach. Good player, but that's too high. That was a reach. That was a reach. Uh, all right, so now we have the 27th pick up on the board with the Miami Dolphins. Earlier they went with an offensive line earlier. They took Caden Proctor earlier. They need serious receiver help. Uh, if they don't take David Boston here, I would be very surprised if they don't go with the kid Boston here. I'll be very surprised. I'm sorry, I said David Boston, Denzel Boston. You still got receivers, actually. You still got Denzel Boston on the list. You got Omar Cooper Jr. still on this list. So you still have some receivers on this list. I would be flabbergasted if the Miami Dolphins did not take either of those guys. If I had to choose, I'm going to go with Omar Cooper Jr. But Denzel Boston is still a hell of a receiver. So I'll be surprised if they don't go receiver here. And that's what we've seen in the draft, right? The way how I did my predictions, and I believe that's why it affected my picks, is that I went with receivers early. I went with receivers early. I thought that Cardinal Tate was going to get took by the Cleveland Browns, but nope. Tennessee Titans beat him to the punch, right? But then we seen Jordan Tyson go to the Saints, which I knew he was going to go within the top 10 because the Giants was talking about if he was available that they was going to take him. But of course they had Avril Reese dropped to them, so that switched how they was going to draft. But then it got real funky in between time where we didn't see the next receiver until Casey Concepcion go to the Cleveland Browns. So again, I thought that was very interesting in itself. Really good receiver. I like the pick for them. He's a big play guy. He's not a consistent route runner, catcher type of guy, but he's an explosive guy. So it definitely gives Shador another option as well. So I would love to know who y'all think is going to get taken with the next pick in the draft. The Houston Texans, again, they take Kenyon Rutledge, guard from Georgia Tech. I feel like that was a reach. I had him well into my second round. Does it help the Texans? He has to be a day one starter, in my opinion. He can't be a guy that you're going to develop. He has to be a day one starter. If he's not a day one starter, you could have got Stroud another weapon, or you could have strengthened that defense, and that defense is great, but you could have made a great defense even more scarier. So even a guy like I thought would have been beneficial, Jadarian Price, the running back from Notre Dame, the second running back from Notre Dame. The Miami Dolphins pick is in, y'all. So round one with the 27th pick, we still have Commissioner making his way to the podium. He's walking extra cool. I would be surprised if they don't go with Denzel Boston or Omar Cooper Jr. I would be surprised if they don't go with either of those receivers right here. Chris Johnson, cornerback, San Diego State. Flabbergasted. Wow. Mind you, they did need help on the back end, and he's a good corner. Again, he would have been great for us on the Chiefs. Christian, I honestly had him late first round, early second round. He would have been a great pick for us for the Chiefs. And then we play such an attacking system. Oh my God, he would have flourished. I don't think he's going to flourish with the Miami Dolphins because they don't play a great attacking style defense. They don't do it well. But he's a great player. But I don't think he's going to play his best football with the Dolphins. I think he's going to play better football with the second team he gets with, me personally. So we got Chris Johnson, San Diego State, selected by the Miami Dolphins. Again, that was a curveball. I didn't see them going there. I thought a guy like Kedrick Falk would have been the ideal choice for the Miami Dolphins there at pick 27. And he's fast too. He run a 4.4. Wow. All right, so we have the New England Patriots now up on the clock in the first round with the 28th pick. You still got some really good players that can help you immediately on the board. You still have Denzel Boston on the board. You still have Omar Cooper Jr. on the board. You still have Kendrick Falk on the board. You still have T.J. Parker on the board. You still have, I don't think Jadarian Price is suitable because he's a running back, and I believe they have their running back room set. You still have Peter Woods still on the board. You still have Cassius Howell still on the board. I have him going to the Bills. But with the 28th pick, the New England Patriots, they select Caleb Loma still on the board. He'd been on the board this whole time, and he's the better offensive lineman than some of these teams had to reach up to go get. Caleb Loma from Utah. I love this pick. For New England because with some development, New England could literally have one of the best offensive lines within the next couple of years. He didn't allow not one sack this past year. This kid is nice. I'm surprised he was still available at the 28th pick. Oh my goodness. What a player. What a steal. This is probably the steal of the draft. He's the steal of the draft. I had him originally going number 22 overall to the LA Chargers, and he falls 28 to the New England Patriots. What a steal. What a steal. What a steal. What a steal. And now you see where their focus is. Their focus is on protecting their quarterback, Drake May. And in a couple of years, with some development, the New England Patriots could literally have one of the best offensive lines in the country. Now my Kansas City Chiefs is up on the clock. Do not piss me off again, Kansas City Chiefs. First kid we picked was good, but I honestly believe we could have got a corner. I said we could have got a corner at this part of the draft, and we could have. Chris Johnson would have still been available. Colton Hood would have still been available. We could have got our top tier tight end in the beginning of the draft. So now we're up on the clock, and I don't know what we're going to do here. I really don't. I really don't. I honestly believe it was counterproductive because on the back end of the first round, there was going to be corners that dropped, and it was going to drop right to us, and we could have benefited from that. So I don't know where we're going to go with this. I would not be surprised if we draft another corner, because we lost two corners this year, even though we signed another guy in the offseason. I would not be surprised if we draft one of these young receivers. I like Omari Cooper Jr. If we was to draft him to the Chiefs, would not be mad about that. He's solid, he's feisty, he runs good routes, and he's going to go get that ball. Would not be mad at that. Cassius Howell, he's a bit short, but he does get after the quarterback. He's 6'2", but he's about he's about 250, 253. I don't know what we're gonna do here. I don't know what we would do here. I know we would have loved for a guy like Loma to fall to us, but it is what it is. So I don't know what we're going to do here. I really don't. I really, really don't. So this is going to be interesting. And originally for this pick, at the 29th pick, I had Colton Hood, and he's still on the board. He's still there. He's still on the board. So I believe that because we end up getting a corner, I still believe that we could find the receiver here or in the second round that can help us immediately. We may go pass rush. I would not be surprised if we go defensive tackle as well with a guy like Peter Woods, big human being, run stopper. So I would not be surprised there. So it's going to be interesting, a very interesting pick. But we got to either protect Patrick or get him some weapons. Or if we're going to go defense, we got to get a pass rush or show up that run. We got to do one or the other. When you think about the Chargers, they want to run the ball. When you think about the Broncos, they want to run the ball. When you think about the Raiders, and you think of their quarterback situation, they need to run the ball. So I would not be surprised if we took a guy like Peter Woods here off the board. I wouldn't be mad at taking a receiver as well. I'm not crazy about our receivers. I don't I honestly feel like we don't have a true number one receiver. I think we have a number two, and I think we have a number three receiver. A potential number two and a legit number three. We need a legit number one. I think Amari Cooper Jr. could be a legit number one. But let's see. With the 29th pick, Kansas City Chiefs, my team, baby. Who do we pick? Peter Woods. Peter Woods. Not surprised. I actually really like this pick because we shore up the run. You put Peter Woods next to our guy. It's going to get silly. It's going to get silly. Peter Woods is athletic, 6'2". He's more 6'3"-ish. They say he's 298. He's not no 298. He's not 298. He may have been 298 at the combine, but that's not his playing weight. Peter Woods walks around at 308, 314. I'll say 308, 310. I love this pick. I love this pick. You put him with Chris, oh my God. It's going to be nasty hours. I love this pick. This right here was a good pick. I love this pick. Yes. I'm happy about this pick. Yes. 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 I love this pick. Yes. So you look at him right now, he ain't no 298. That ain't 298 sitting on the couch, bro. That ain't 298 sitting on the couch. He's not 6'2". He's more 6'3". That's not 298 sitting on that couch. I'll tell you that for sure. For sure. Love the pick. Love the pick. Welcome to the Chiefs. Yeah, you put him next to Chris Jones. Greg Kozlowskis, I couldn't think of his name earlier, but he's solid. But you know, I really like this pick. I'm going to give this a B- on this pick right here. I'm going to give this a B-. When you put him with Chris, it's going to get nasty. So I love this pick. So next on the board, we do have the Jets with the number 30 pick. I wonder who I think they're going to take with this next pick. But shout out to my Chiefs, man. Shout out to my Chiefs, man. I really like this pick. Originally, I had Peter Woods going to the Houston Texans. Originally. But he ended up with my Chiefs. And I love it. He's athletic. He can move. And he's a really good player. But he's not no 298. I'll tell you that right now. And you put him next to Chris Jones, Carl Bloskis. You got Nick Bolton in the middle. It's going to be solid. The Jets, there's not a quarterback that they can take here. So you have to say receiver. Amari Cooper Jr. It made all the sense in the world. He's a big dude. He goes after the ball. And he plays really hard. I like this pick for them. I really like this pick for them. I had Amari Cooper Jr. going to the Jets, but at number 16. But they traded the pick back, and they was able to still get him with the 30th pick. Yeah, he go get that ball. He go get that ball. He's a really good receiver. He's not a flashy guy, but he's a grit, ground type of guy. Shout out to my dogs in the building. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. It does help with the growth of the show, man. This is your first time tapping in. This is, the Red Zone Rhythm podcast. First episode, NFL Draft special. This is actually super duper fun, man. So again, the New York Jets at pick number 30 take Omar Cooper Jr. From the University of Indiana. I predicted that Omar Cooper Jr. would go to the Jets, but I predicted it was going to be at the 16th pick. The Jets traded back and were still able to get him at the 30th pick. We have the Tennessee Titans on the board. They traded back into the first round. Again, I think they completely mismanaged their draft. They easily could have got themselves Sonny Styles. And with all the receivers that still left, they could have ended up with a guy like Denzel Ward. I said Denzel Ward. They still could have ended up with a guy like Denzel, the receiver for Washington, Denzel Boston. They still could have ended up with Denzel Boston. So I think Tennessee Titans completely mismanaged their draft. I believe they're going to go defense with this pick, with this 31st pick. You still got a guy like Cassius Howell still on the board. You still have the safety E. McNeil Warren still on the board. Still have Colton Hood on the board at corner. You still have Cedric Falk, defensive end and edge, on the board. So, but you could have had a guy like Sonny Styles. Yeah. You could have had that, man. Could have had that. And again, I'm big on their receiver who they drafted, Carnell Tate. But if they take Denzel Boston, you're getting the same type of receiver here. And you could have got a much better defender. So this is going to be interesting. Still got Gerard McCoy on this board. He may fall completely out of the first round because of the injury, just like how Will Johnson dropped out of the first round last year from Michigan, and he ended up being one of the best corners in the league. Well, he was definitely the best rookie corner last year, and I think the same thing could be for McCoy as well. But the Tennessee Titans with the 31st pick, you have the commissioner on his way to the podium. He's walking super duper slow, might I add. He probably got the bubble guts or something, cause he got like that short walk. You know what I mean? The long strides. You know, but who knows? So with the 31st pick, Tennessee Titans, they select. Oh, he's making announcements. Dog, make the pick. Okay, let's try this again. With the 31st pick, the Tennessee Titans, they select Kendrick Falk from Auburn, defensive end or edge. Yep. For a second, I thought he was going to slip out of that first round, but there's never a shortage of defensive ends in this league. So you got Seattle with the very next pick. And again, Tennessee Titans, they traded back into the first round. And they ended up taking Kendrick Falk from Auburn with the 31st pick. I have to give this draft grade here, even though I like him as a player. The only reason why I'm going to downgrade the pick a little bit is because they could have got Sonny Styles earlier in the draft. And then they could have got a value pick and a receiver like Denzel Boston. So if I'm just gonna grade the pick in itself, I'm gonna give this a C plus, and I'm gonna keep it at a C plus. I'm gonna keep this at a C plus because Kendrick Falk could easily be a guy that is a starter, that's a constant contributor. He could be a big contract guy in 4 years, or he could easily be out of the league in 4 years. So I'm gonna give this a C plus, and it's mainly because of his potential. Mainly because of his potential. He's explosive. He's quick twitch as an edge. And like I said, he could easily be a guy that he got a big contract in the next 4 years on his second contract. Or he could easily be a guy that's not even in the lead. So, but I'm rooting for him. I like the way he plays. I honestly thought that he just went to a bad school. Like Auburn hasn't been great in a while. Um, if he was, somewhere else or school that could really put his talents on display, I think he would have been better for it. But we're gonna see. He has the opportunity. He's gonna be a Tennessee Titan, but I think Sonny Styles is the better player, and I don't think you get much different from a guy like Denzel Boston and Carnell Tate. I don't think there's much difference. So that's why I'm giving this pick a C plus. So next on the board we have the Seattle Supersonics. We have the Seattle Seahawks, our Super Bowl champs. I predicted they go with Jadarian Price, running back from Notre Dame. Jadarian Price have been known to be the best pure running back in this draft, and we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Uh, Again, I want to thank y'all for tuning and tapping in. If this is your first time tapping in, I am Ashley Lovechild, and this is Red Zone Rhythm, our very first episode, NFL Draft Edition. And I want to thank y'all for tuning and tapping in. I want to thank the sponsors of this podcast, which is Button Snaps, where you get the finest of movies, shows, documentaries, and original content for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Also want to thank OUV Records. Make sure you go to Instagram at OUV Records. Stay in tune to the latest music and merchandise. The label motto is create, document, and inspire. And be on the lookout for the new OUV Records app, where you get music directly from the artist to the public, and it's a better listen and a better watch. So with the 32nd pick for the Seattle Seahawks, their pick is already in. And Commissioner, please make your way to the stage, sir. I'm telling you, he's been having the bubble guts because he's walking very slow. Very, very slow. But again, I want to thank y'all for tuning and tapping in. And remember, y'all, be greater than your greatest excuse. Again, be greater than your greatest excuse. You can't break someone if you didn't make someone. So make sure y'all spread love. Ain't nothing wrong with spreading love. As far as, again, the Barbershop talk, Cleveland Browns, the talk of who should be their starting quarterback, Shador or Deshaun Watson, it's Shador. Go with that young energy. Deshaun, we already seen where he's at. And we've seen him before. And he's best suited being traded. It wouldn't even be a competition if his contract wasn't what it is. But again, I want to thank y'all for tuning and tapping in. Y'all been super duper amazing, been engaging. Remember, I drop videos every single day. And Ken and Brothers Get a Rap podcast, we're on every Sunday, every Wednesday at 10:30. So I'm gonna see y'all this Sunday at 10:30. So with the 32nd pick, Seattle Seahawks, Roger Goodell make the pick. He's playing around up there, digging his ear, all that. Stop. Just make the pick. So with the 32nd pick, the Seattle Seahawks, they're picking. And then he goes to the guest. Roger Goodell get me tight. Playing around, man. Shout out to Dylan with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Shout out to Dylan. Shout out to Dylan. On stage doing his thing. Alright, so y'all, with the 32nd pick, the Seattle Seahawks, they are selecting Jadarian Price, running back from Notre Dame. Again, I want to thank y'all for tuning and tapping in. Y'all been absolutely amazing. I think this is a great pick for the Seahawks. They got their running back for the future, and I think they're gonna do very well with this young man. Young energy, young legs, rookie contract. So I think this was an A grade pick in my opinion. So again, I want to thank y'all for tuning and tapping in. I am Ashley Lovechild, and thank y'all for the major love. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. We're a little over 13, and I will see y'all next time, and I will see y'all immediately this Sunday at 10:30 for Ken and Brothers Get a Rap podcast. And remember, y'all, tap into those videos daily. I drop videos every single day, whether they're shorts or whether they're videos, and y'all already know it's love, and I'm out.